Thank you so much, Square Table Degenerates. You're fantastic. Thank you so much. Gold star. Here, we're going to put you up on the screen. Square Table Degenerates. Thank you, buddy. Who you pulling for in this game? Arizona State and Texas. Who do you got? I don't know that I have a rooting interest. That one guy on Arizona State has got a fun name to say. No, you have sound now, though. You can hear me now, right? Hello, American Princess without royalties. Now you do. Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, cool. Yeah, there was a mute situation. Okay, I'm going to grab the link for this show. If anybody wants to jump in and talk football. All right. We're going to pin this post here. So if any of you want to jump in for a segment, like Square Table Degenerates or American Princess, if you guys want to talk, like here's the link, click it. You'll jump in the room, and then I can bring you in for a quick segment or maybe an extended segment. People I've worked with before, we chop it up and we stay on for a while. But yeah, we're going to be watching this whole game. So we're going to be here together for the next few hours. And there will be times I'm going to get up and walk away. So if there's other people in the room, you could carry on the conversation while I'm over there, and then different people come in and out. So essentially just think about it like you're at a bar. The game's on, and you're sitting around, and you're all talking about the game. That's what this is. That's what the point of this program is. Let me go ahead and what would that be right here? Yes, right here. Let me go ahead and pull up a game tracker for the Buckeyes game. Yeah, it says the game's on at 5 o'clock. It's showing me that it's 5:03 right now. All right, let me share this here. Okay, you're going ASU just because you love Tempe. Yeah, Tempe's cool. What's the school right over by Tucson, Tucson? Wait, this is Arizona State or Arizona? Is that what Tucson is? All right, so you're going for Arizona. Excellent. Yeah, Square Table, if you want to jump in, click the button. Won't start till 5:13. Okay. Thank you for the update. Square Table, you should join our show. Click the link. It's pinned in the comments section. Let me just go like this so you can see the comments overlay. Maybe we'll keep this up on the screen here. I do want to share this screen with you. Oh my gosh. First and goal, Arizona State. Jake the Snake Plumber. So what do they got there? First and goal at 3, maybe? What time zone are they playing the game in? Well, I think they're listing it. I think when the time's listed on ESPN, it's listed in Eastern Standard Time, but Pasadena, that is Pacific time, of course. Here we go. Who do we got? Let's switch this.
Up, buddy.
Joe. What's up, man?
It's popping. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna watch this ASU Texas game until the OSU game starts. This Cam Scabadoo, I want this guy in a Browns uniform. Second, third round, maybe now. I don't know. He was a projected third day pick, 5th, 6th round, but there's no way after a performance like this against the Texas defense, he's not gonna. He's going round 2 or 3, I think.
How do we pronounce his name? Scadaboo?
Cam Scadaboo. What a comeback by Arizona State, man. That poor Texas kicker, though, missing 2 freaking game-winning field goals.
You remember how close the Buckeyes were to taking out Georgia? And we got right for the perfect position and just totally ripped on that field goal, and we would have easily won a championship that year. I forget who we played, but who was in the next round? Georgia beat whatever. It's TCU or something.
Yeah, TCU.
It was a real winnable game the next week, and we missed out on that opportunity. It's tough, man. Sports, you just never know. What was it? The Broncos beating the Browns. They kicked that field goal, but it was no good. You still watch the replay, and it wasn't good, but they called it good. You see the double doink. You see the Bills wide right. I mean, sports comes down to weird shit. Like, that's why you watch. If it was completely predictable, you would never gamble on it. You wouldn't watch it. It wouldn't be fun. Hey, real quick, say hi to everybody. Tell people about what you're up to and where they can follow your stuff as well.
Now, welcome everyone to the Brian's New American Media channel over here. My name is Joey Edibles. I'm a local comedian / YouTuber from Cleveland. My YouTube channel is Square Table Degenerates. As in the chat, I talk to celebs on the show, fun panels, shit like that. Athletes, movie stars, musicians, whoever you think of, man. I've had them on there. It's a great show. You'd like it.
Well, that's all. Who has been, as you do a year in review,
Mm-hmm.
who are some of the interesting conversations you had last year?
For 2024, the best one.
You're going to give out awards for like the most interesting interview.
Most epic interview had to be Andy Dick by a lot. I mean, he was out of control. I mean, I had buddies texting other buddies like, yo, check this out. This is great. So we ran into him at Woodstock in 1999. It was an odd scenario. We were kind of close to the MTV tower, and so like all the talent was spilling over. And he was definitely a weirdo then, and he's a weirdo now. He's interesting. He's interesting. But he's one of those guys. I'm surprised he's still alive, kind of thing. Like, how the fuck does this guy even exist? But
whatever.
I
know. We lose some real good ones each year, and then others, it's like, wow, I cannot believe you're still with us. All right. By the way, to recap for everybody, Texas is now trailing a touchdown. It's 24-31. We're in overtime. This is the Texas opportunity to put 7 on the board and advance it to the next overtime.
Yeah, I got 4th and 13. They just had a full start. So this is it right here. If
all right.
Sun Devils stop them, that's ball game. They're about to storm the fuck out of that field, boy. Let's see.
Although after what happened outside the Sugar Bowl, I'm guessing the security is going to be extra tight. I don't know about just storming fields. That
true. Oh, no way. No way. Wide open. Holy shit. Oh, he says he's going for 2 as well. Wow.
So right now, I have the referee just calling the false start.
Oh, Jesus. You're way behind me. I got YouTube TV. I thought I was fucking behind. All right.
Are you able to pause it for 11 seconds?
Yeah. Well, for the rest of this game, I'll just shut up because I don't want to sit around.
No. I think this is good. Like, let's do this. But yeah, if we could sync it, that'd be.
Yeah. For the Ohio State game, we can sync this shit. Okay, he's not going for 2.
Okay, so I'll tell you right now, they haven't run the play that you've been cheering about for 2 minutes yet.
All right, we're about to go to commercial, but so you're gonna watch that play. It's
all right. Here we go. Out of the shotgun, where I'm gonna recap it. 1 back off to the left. Gets the snap, looking downfield, hops, goes deep, wide open touchdown. Wide open. How do you blow that coverage in that scenario?
Right, literally.
Like, completely shredded double coverage, essentially. There were 2 people in the frame, but they weren't in position. Okay, so Andy Dick was he was a superstar 2024. Who are you looking forward to talking with most? Who are you aiming to get, and who do you already have confirmed? Or
I got how many do I get confirmed? I got 2 guests confirmed so far for coming up. I got former wrestler Pat Tanaka. He used to be in the Orient Express in the 80s and 90s of Mr. Fuji. He's gonna be on
Mr. Fuji. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the 17th of January. And then there's this guy who does a cooking show. His name's Malcolm Reed. It's called How to Barbecue Right. He's got a couple million subs on YouTube. He's gonna be on February 3rd. Those are the only confirmed right now. And Friday we're gonna do our annual Death Pool draft. I know it seems kind of morbid considering today's events, but it's 5th year running, 6th year running now, so we'll still have fun with it. And that's about it. A lot of it I just schedule as I go. There's a couple guys, actors I'm getting soon after the holidays, I'll probably hear a lot more because a lot of these agencies, they close and they're from like like the schools do. A lot of places just close down during the holidays because nobody's doing anything. So
I just hit commercial break, by the way, first commercial. So that's the distance we're off. It's going to stay on the same network, right?
no, I think it was ESPN2. It said.
Let me triple check here.
I mean, it's impossible to turn off this game right now. I can't turn this game off.
Well, I want to switch over, make sure I have it queued up properly.
Oh yeah, totally. I can pull it up on my phone. I can pull the other one up on my phone.
That's a good point. I could do that as a last option as well.
I'm
So
looking
many
for a
ways to
couple
watch-
friends.
So many ways to watch games, Joey.
Wait, did they just score again?
You're ahead of me.
Jesus, hold on. They might have just scored again. Play action. Wow, they just did score again. Fuck. So yeah. This is wild. Oh yeah, the Ohio State game is on. It is on. They got two different channels. The Skycast. I hate the Skycast version. I'm not a fan of that. The video game style version, not a fan.
Oh, you mean like where it actually? Oh, there's the touchdown. Wow. Okay.
To get unlimited streams in your network fleet, please continue to 4K plus. I don't want that. Try again. My buddy might be watching it too, so I don't know if. Oh, you know what? I'm pulling up my phone. That might be the thing.
Yeah, I'm switching between multiple ESPNs, and I'm still seeing Arizona State on both.
Maybe they delayed it. Let's. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see what ESPN says. No, it says they're starting up. Let me see if I can pull it up on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, this might end fast because they're going to need Arizona State needs 8 points.
Was that the line 8?
Well, no, they need 8. The Texas scored.
Oh, you mean to catch up now? They got the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. No, I'm just. Let me see if I have to grab.
Oh yeah, you know what? As far as I can tell, they are delaying the Buckeyes game until this game is over. That's at least what it looks like because they got simulcast. Because if you click on ESPN and go to the Ohio State Oregon game, it brings you to this game. So I think they're waiting on this one. Okay. Even though in the upper right it says Rose Bowl game not live on the ESPN2 app, so I don't know. Scab does 100 yards receiving and rushing. 1 more yard receiving, he's got it. I'd like to see him get a receiving touchdown here. It'd be cool to get a receiving and rushing and passing touchdown.
Yeah, what do you? All right, project him next level. You said I'd love to see him play for the Browns.
I mean, this guy was on my radar a little bit. I mean, I kind of been following him just to see his draft position. They'd give him like a 150, which is like in the 5th round-ish. I would say after a performance like this in the national spotlight, you're probably talking late 2nd or 3rd round, something like that. I mean, guys like this, I mean, there's not too many running backs in this draft. I mean, I've seen more out of this guy than like, say, a Quinshon Judkins or a Marshawn Henderson, shit like that, the Ohio State guys. So, I mean, he might be 2nd, 3rd, 4th in there in terms of running backs.
The Ohio State guys are good. I don't think they're forced to be, full workload people, so we kind of get doses of them.
Right.
But it really is running back by committee. Maybe that's because they're not as, dominant as some top-level backs are expected to be, or maybe it's just the situation. I don't know. I've seen it go both ways before, where players can advance and kind of grow into a more dominant role. And other times when they just kind of settle into a complementary role instead of having to be the superstar all the time,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, what do you do? Obviously, you're hoping the Browns lose tomorrow, right?
I mean, 18-point dogs on the road. I mean, they're benching. I've heard that Njoku is not practicing, Garrett's not practicing, Jerome Ford's not practicing. So, I mean, this is clearly a exhibition game for. That's ball game. Texas interception. All right, let me get synced up with this other bullshit. Hold on.
All right. Yeah, I'm hoping I actually might have to cast this. I can't bring in ESPN2 for some reason.
Let's see here.
There's no category for it. I can't search for it.
Ooh, Ohio State already scored, it looks like.
Oh, my God. All right. 7-0. Are you linked up with X right now?
Yeah, I am on there, yes.
Do you use this platform? Do you use Restream?
I don't. I use StreamYard.
Well, there's just a little button right down there. If like something happens and we can find it on X and grab a replay. StreamYard, how do you like that? Do you love it?
I like
Is it
StreamYard. I mean, they raised the prices on a lot of it, so I still got the legacy pricing, but like for what I got, it's pretty good. All right, so right now I got 4. Are you casting it now? Are you watching it?
I am switching the method.
Okay.
See, I just now had the interception, by the way. Just now.
Oh, geez, man.
So yeah, it's like
I'm gonna be randomly cheering here. If I gotta see how Ohio State got that touchdown now. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Well, it should say right here in the probably the kickoff.
Let's see.
See, this is the game cast, but it's not showing me a single play.
Data is currently unavailable, it says on Gamecast.
Hang on, let me hit refresh. Yeah, data's current. I don't know, man. Things are weird right now. All right.
Second down, third down. Oregon always has every once in a while they come up with some banger helmets. This uniform combo they got right here is bad. At least the helmet. I'm not so sure about the jerseys right here, but that silver helmet right there, that's fucking slick. That is slick. All right.
Let me cast this here.
Yeah, let me know what time you're at, and then I'll sync it with you if need be.
It says it's connecting.
All right, stop them. Get that ball back, boys. I'm going to text my buddy. How did it score? How did we score?
I know we were watching it. Nobody can blame us for watching the end of this. What was it? 2 overtime? 3 overtime?
2 overtimes, yeah, and then 39-31. Fucking crazy. What is Oregon doing here? All right, let's see. Well, they're punting. It's a punt.
Right. The stream is about to connect.
Fair catch. All right, so Buckeyes get the ball back on the 21-yard line.
All right, fair catch.
Oh, Jeremiah Smith, it looks like. Got the touchdown.
Oh, here we go. Jeremiah Smith, yes.
Dude, that guy is fucking so good. Jeremiah Smith is going to be a Heisman next year. You watch.
Now, remind me of the college rules now. They have to play 2 years?
No, you got to play 3 years. 3 years.
You got to do 3?
Yeah.
Maurice Claret, man, he tried to change that.
Yeah, they shut him down fucking post haste, right? Poor Mo Claret.
Well, poor Mo Claret was drinking vodka in his water bottle. So
yeah, it was exactly.
Come on, man. I love him and all, but come on. What are we even doing here? People can hate on LeBron James for 100 reasons when non-playing related or playing related, I guess. But he's taking care of himself. You've seen a lot of players eat their way out of the league, and lots of personal issues. He's at least approached it professionally. And look, he's the all-time scorer in the history of the game. That counts for something, and that's work ethic. And that's what sports is supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to be a nice place to teach us a work ethic where it's like, hey, if you make good choices and work really hard, you can be successful at things. It's like, that's an American sports story that's supposed to translate to our culture.
Fuck LeBron James.
Lost that.
All right, I gotta see where's my weed at. I'm gonna have to get up for like 5 seconds and grab some weed here.
Yeah,
we're on a commercial. Do you got the Buckeyes game pulled up yet, Brian, or no?
Yeah, I'm on a Fairfield Inn commercial.
All right, let's see. What am I on? I am on a Marriott Bonvoy. No, it's a Chick-fil-A commercial.
Fairfield NCAA Marriott Bonvoy. Chick-fil-A commercial.
All right, I'm on Chick-fil-A right now, so we're probably close synced.
I think you might be 5 seconds ahead.
Okay. When you're back from the break, maybe I'll pause it for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
We'll do the clock. The clock will be easiest. Just time the clock. As soon as this fucking bullshit's over here.
Yep. Together time with the whole family. Legends of Evergreen Hills. Chick-fil-A. Commercial is over right now. Charles Lowry. All right. So, I don't know. What do you think about the college football playoffs so far? This is the first time we've done it this way, man.
I gotta see how this round goes, because that game right there was fucking sweet. So I mean, if all these quarterfinal games are gonna be like that, I'm down with it. I mean, it was weird the way some of the teams got bye weeks. I mean, 12 might be a little much. I mean, I don't know. But at the end of the day, if you cut somebody out, because like it seems this year like the teams are backing in. Like, I mean, imagine the Buckeyes losing to Michigan any other year and be considered for the national title. It's just a uncharted territory for like what we're used to. So, but I think eventually, I think we'll like it. I think they're going to get rid of conference title games. No, I don't think you're going to have that as much anymore, because before
they got really used to it though. Now they got used to it in the money. It's hard to undo the money.
Oh, that's the thing. It's the fucking money. I mean, oh no,
Okay,
nice catch by Smith again. Fucking nice. All right, when the clock comes in, I'll tell you what I'm at.
Smith.
Fuck, that was a great kid. Dude, this Smith, man, I'm glad that Dave finally learned to throw downfield. He's trying to do that pushing bullshit, and we got so many damn good receivers, bro. I mean, between Ibuka and Smith and that other dude, Tate, I think his name is. Fuck.
You want to talk about cutting on a dime? This dude runs routes too. Now he's not quite the freak that Josh Gordon is, but yeah, he is. Oh my God, yeah, he is. Jeremiah Smith is legit.
This dude's gonna be a top 5 easily.
He could be a top 5 if he went after this year.
You're probably not bullshitting there.
It's an 18-year-old kid. Okay, handoff, gain of nothing.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at that fucking first one he did. They're just replaying it now. Nice. Nice.
Okay. Hey, look, I will take this. Buckeyes up by 7. Holy shit. Like, that's the best way to start a game.
Hey, a little quick slant to fucking Smith. Boom. Dude, Smith might get 200 yards this game.
All right. Yeah, that was the big concern with the Buckeyes after losing to that team up north. It was Chip Kelly. What the hell are you doing? Every time you throw it to Michigan, they're wrapping their arms up around Jeremiah. They can't hang with him. They're not even looking at him. Throw 20 yards downfield every pass play. It'll be an instant pass interference. It's just they called shitty plays against Michigan, and we deserved to lose that game because we couldn't capitalize. But now it's like you see him going downfield every chance he gets.
That's how you do it in these modern leagues, man. Just get a speed team in there and fucking boom.
Yeah, and Will Howard airmailed that one. Not a good throw.
Not even close there, but what, second down here? Second 10.
Yeah, 2nd and 10.
How funny it would be if Ryan Day loses to Michigan, goes back and wins the national title.
Well, look, I said that's the only thing that should keep his job secure. Was I being too harsh?
No, I mean, it depends. Honestly, I keep Day. I mean, unless you get Vrabel maybe out of it.
Vrabel is such an interesting option out there. The Browns just released him from his contract.
Yeah, he's 100% getting a new job next year. Where it's going to be.
Will Howard gets sacked on 2nd and 10, bringing up 3rd. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, yes. It'd be interesting work because he could do a Belichick. He could go pros. He could go college. He could do whatever he wants. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I don't understand why the Cleveland Browns are sticking with Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. Do you?
I think one of those out of that triumvirate, 1 or 3 of those guys is going to be gone. Not good protection there. Not good protection there. Yeah, but I think one out of that triumvirate, that death troika they got of fucking AB, Stefanski, and DePodesta. 1, 2, 3 of those guys will be fired. I guarantee you that. The most likely option.
I don't see it. Jimmy doesn't think there's a problem.
I mean, at this point, you got to read the writing in the room. I mean, you got to writing on the wall. You got to read the comments. You got to test the temperature of the fan base. I mean, you have to be a complete. I think they're just giving us complete lip service. I mean, if they roll up next year and you got still D Podesta, still fucking Stefanski, still Andrew Berry,
I think
Andrew Berry's the fans are gonna revolt, dude. There's no way. We'll kill them at the draft, dude. There's no way.
Yes, but this is my exact point with the draft. They had a chance to go out and finally draft somebody of their own. It's not like they were handed Baker Mayfield and they never wanted him, so forget it. They picked DTR. They've given him 2 years now to get groomed for a game. He went back to back, putting 3 points on the board? I mean, some of the worst quarterback play we've ever seen in Cleveland, and that's saying something. That's what Stefanski and Barry brought us when they decided to expend. What round did we pick DTR in? It wasn't first round. It was
fifth round, something like that. Yeah,
fifth round maybe. But still, that was somebody that you were working on this whole time. Someone you wanted in your system. He looks completely clueless out there. This is the team that said, "Oh, Baker Mayfield, we can't work with this. Nobody could win with this."
To be fair on the Baker thing, there were 2 other teams, the Carolina Panthers and the Rams. He went through them. I mean, it was he finally got his shit together. But I mean, even if you heal the Baker shoulder and bring him back the year after that, he might. You think of the year he had in LA, you think of the year he had in Carolina,
right?
He probably would have flamed out on that too. So they would have cut him eventually. You know what I mean? That would have been better than trading Deshaun for 3 picks. Trading 3 picks for Deshaun, but what can you do? Hindsight's 2020. I mean, from here, you got to work around the Deshaun thing. That's why I think they will draft Cam Ward. I think that's kind of a no-brainer there. Get a guy. I mean, you get any other quarterback in there who's kind of remotely good. The fans are gonna be behind him, lock, stock, and barrel. I mean, the guys you got now are so bad, dude. I mean, Deshaun was next level. One of the worst stories I've ever seen. And DTR might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen. Like, he is just absolute garbage. And
maybe that kid that we played is it. Who was that? We played the season opener with him against Schittsburg, and he was so bad we cut Charlie Fry.
Hey, Charlie Fry. Good old
Fry. That was made. We've seen some bad quarterback play. Let's just leave it at that.
Seneca Wallace. I mean, there's been some clunk fucking
Urchin win.
Right.
Johnny Manziel. That was Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to come to a point, Brian, where as long as Haslam's here, this is going to continue. I mean, it's such a toxic work culture. You get one of those guys who's nobody wants to work for the guy, because they know he's going to yell at you. He's going to fail regardless. That's Haslam at this point. So we'll see. I mean, they find diamonds in rough every year. Maybe it's a weak league. I mean, all the NFL playoff teams. I mean, the Chiefs are the weakest 14-1 team I've ever seen in my lifetime. 15-1 whatever they are. I mean, they're not. I mean, are they good teams? Sure, but they're not 15-1 good. That's a 10-6 team back in 5, 6, 7 years ago. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's I've never seen morale at a lower level than this. I'll tell you that. I mean, from top to bottom, morale is fucking just garbage for the fan base right now. It's never been lower. Never been lower. I mean, you ask 100 fans, what do you think is going to happen next year? They're at 4-13. There's no hope.
It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. I got a chance to go to the game this year against the Ravens. So I saw, against all odds, I went last year and I saw us beat the 49ers when the Niners were like undefeated juggernauts. They were like 5-0 or something.
Yeah, they missed field goal at the end there. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh. So like
PJ Walker beat the fucking Niners, right? What the hell was that about?
I was at the Colts game where Miles jumped over and blocked that kick. And I was at the Jets game when we clinched with Flacco. Like I've my recent run of going to games has been kind of good. Now, of course, I've mixed in. I was at that shitty last game against the Bengals last year. That was like our 5th quarterback, Jeff Driscoll, in our team.
Well, that was the end of the year. They were taking that.
Yeah. So that was just a lame game. But yeah, man, there needs to be a revolt. This stuff is. It's hard, man. What is going on with the city revolting with the Modell rule? Hang on, let me set up the game again. By the way, we are watching the Buckeyes play the Oregon Ducks here. Oregon 2nd and 8. Ball's hit, incomplete. Setting up 3rd and 8 here. Buckeyes lead 7-0 with about 8:50 left in the first. What do you make of Cleveland Mayor Mike Bibb and his battle with Jimmy Haslam invoking the Modell rule and kind of threatening we can force you to sell your team? Like,
I kind of like it because, I mean, it's like this. If we can get Haslam out of there and still get the dome, because they'll find a way to get a dome, I'm all for it. And I'm not just a Bib fan. I'm not a Jimmy Haslam fan, but I'm really not a Jimmy Haslam fan. So at the end of the day, fuck Jimmy Haslam. I mean, there's rules there in place. Fuck it. We can bureaucrat these guys out of it and, get what we want and not have Haslam in there. I'm all for it. I mean, at the end of the day, they'll probably strike some kind of deal, but who knows? Who knows? It'll probably be tied up in court knowing us. And they'll find a way to blame the fans. I mean, that's how it goes.
I just look, there's so much usable land downtown. And look, I did a whole show on this. There's a lot of reason to believe that the Brook Park Browns make a lot of sense. And people have laid out a laundry list. There's 100 great reasons. And, you don't need to be downtown. This team plays 45 minutes away. This team plays 30 minutes away. Like, that's how they do it in the NFL now. But I mean, the ecology, the ecosystem, the heartbeat of your downtown when you're at one of those 3 sport cities. And there's, you're fortunate to be a 3 sport city. You really are. It brings a lot of energy in and out, hotels and Ubers and restaurants and bars. And just, it's a lot of commerce at the casinos and everything. So when you lose that, I mean, it puts a dent in, but it doesn't make sense why you would invest that kind of money to create something right down there on the waterfront that's so cold and windy and wet that you can only use 9 times a year, and you hope you go to the playoffs a couple times. Or what did Mike Polk Jr. say? That he forced me to go to preseason games and one shitty Kenny Chesney concert.
Right. Literally.
So like it doesn't make sense to have an open air only facility. I like the concept of having something that you can have a convention center. You can have something massive for concerts and WWE, and you can use it for a million purposes. Just the design of here's an open air stadium you can barely use even when it's during the right season. It doesn't make sense. So I understand wanting to invest in something like that. So I don't know. I mean, what's your preference and what would you guess?
Well, it's the one downtown, man, is so ridiculous to get to. Like if you've been in other stadiums, you compare like Ford Field or the one in Indianapolis and stadiums like that. It's just so much easier to get in and out of the stadium. Like there's only 2 ways in to get in there. The West Third Bridge or fucking walk down East 9th. And it's a long walk. I mean, the closest parking garage, you're at least, 0.75 miles away. And the way to get to they got the handicap parking and stuff like that. You got to go clear down to 55th and come all the way down. It's a clusterfuck. I mean, they can't really handle the scene down there now. I mean, they closed the West Third tailgate because they couldn't fucking deal with something. And I mean, there's really no, like, we just hang out in the parking lot. There's no local commerce. I bring all my own shit. So do my buddies. And, it's not like I'm buying anything at the bar. Every once in a while, we'll go to the bar if the game's boring, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's like these bars, it's just not going to happen downtown, man. I just don't see it. I think it's going to be in Brook Park just because, one, the team can control more of the parking lot revenue and they just control everything. I think it's inevitable. I think it'll be, in the courts for a couple of years and they'll probably come out. Maybe they'll do a land tax swap thing or some shit with Brook Park. But I think it's going to be, kind of inevitable if I was to guess. I mean, I don't see them staying where we're at. And as far as
why couldn't we build another facility down over there at the airport nobody uses, right on the waterfront? Or it's just still the ingress and just the design of it, the one way in, one way out. It's you just
either if they built it in another part of downtown. I mean, but even then, it's like I don't know. It's just the Brook Park location just has so many ways in, ways out. It just really, from what's close to me, it's fucking 5 minutes away in a car with no traffic. I mean, it's literally right there. So it's like that part I like. I mean, hell, I could probably, take a pedal bike down there. You know what I mean? But it's we'll see. I mean, when you think about the fact that we haven't had one home playoff game in that stadium since it's open, it fucking drives you up a wall. It's almost unfathomable. 25 seasons, not one home playoff game. I mean, not even a game we lost. It's not like we're 0-3 in home playoff games. We haven't had one. Yay, come on.
I know Dennis Northcutt dropping that one that hit him in the numbers. That was in Schittsburg, if I recall. By the way, back in the game now, it's 2nd and 3. The Buckeyes took over after a really shitty punt. They're out across midfield to about the 47-yard line of the Oregon Ducks. 8:03 left in the first quarter. Buckeyes lead 7-0. So, we're keeping you posted. We're not going to just talk about the Browns during the Buckeyes chat, but it is it's interesting watching games. Because Joe, this is like, it's just an expansion of the living room, or we're all sitting at the bar watching the same game, talking about.
Yeah, baby, Ibuka. You'll see it here in a second, I think. Nice.
That's touchdown.
50 yards. That was a deep ass pass to Mecca Ibuka.
Hey, now I got lit up for this the other day in the Unhappy Hour. Please make sure you're subscribed and following, hit like and all that stuff. But in the Unhappy Hour Sports Show, a support group, Facebook group, I suggested, what if the Browns got Will Howard?
I mean,
and somebody laughed at me, and I had about 15 hell no's, and I go, he looked very good against Tennessee. He looks very good so far today. I mean, he's ranked like what, the 12th best quarterback in this draft or something? Why?
Let me see where Tankathon got him. I don't even think Tankathon has him ranked on here.
No, he's ranked.
These guys only ranked the top couple ones. It's weird.
That's like 12 or 16, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, Will Howard, you don't accidentally come to the Buckeyes, who have cranked out several Heisman winners.
And what's his
Smith and
He's a little old, 6'4", 231. I mean, that fits that part's nice.
Fits the AFC North. He knows how to play in Ohio. He's from Kansas. He hangs in the pocket. He delivers a perfect pitch. I mean, Ibuka gets around three people. He puts it in the one spot where his receiver doesn't have to change the stride. Oh, he was lightly tipped. Oh, and bobbled with one hand on his way to the touchdown.
Fucking great.
Awesome.
Spreading the ball around too, man. Howard's fucking
great catch.
What's his 40 time? Let's see here. Let's do an informal scouting report on this guy.
Yeah, I mean, why not take Will Howard in the second round, third round, fourth round? I mean, if he plays his way to a national championship.
Oh, fucking 40 time, 4.8, but it says Will Howard clocked at 22 miles an hour in practice. But when you don't need him to run a fucking, I mean, what was Baker's 40 time? 5 something?
I don't know.
Let's see. Baker Mayfield 40 time, 4.84. So he's faster than Baker. Baker can hold it together. So if we're judging, success on guys that are playing now, you don't have to run the 4.2 to be a fucking quarterback, You can make it happen if you're in the pocket. Just all you need to do is when there's an opening, you take it. I was saying, I'm not opposed to, how badass of a draft would that be, man? You fucking first round, you get somebody like Mason Graham out of Michigan to plug the middle up. Second round, you get like a Will Howard second round, you get the dude we just saw. I can't remember all these fucking names now. Cam from Arizona State, and then third round get Will Howard. Bro, the fan base would go crazy on something like that. Eh?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of need on this team.
Oh yeah. Well, I would say the highest needs are probably. The quarterback's number one. Quarterback's got to be number one. And,
by the way, great play from the Buckeyes defense, sniffing out like a double end around. Defense is playing strong. It's 14-0. First quarter, 7 minutes left.
Mind seeing a nice blowout here, huh? Like a little.
I will never start. I will never start running my mouth or getting cocky. But yeah, I'm all about having a nice, comfortable 24-point win that never gets that close.
Right, just fucking domination from the rip. Right. Yeah, it's only 6:36 to go in the first quarter, but still fair. We like what we see here. Was it you who told me that somebody said this season reminds them a lot of 2014 when they thought we were out of it and then we were the 4th seed and we came back and just fucking stomped?
Is this Cardale Jones?
Yeah, the Cardale Jones here. Yeah, when we won the title and everything.
And that's what the beauty of this. I don't know if I specifically said that, but it's one of the angles to talk about for sure. The dynamic of the college football playoff means all of the top teams. There's no complaining. Oh, we had one slip up late in the year. Oh, we were the best team, but we lost a tiebreaker. We couldn't do that. It's like everybody gets one mistake. But now, after your one mistake, you're all back in the same place, and you got to battle it out. You don't need to be the best team in the coaches' poll at the end of the regular season. You need to be the best team at the end of this tournament. And it's just like, let it rip. I love it because I think the Buckeyes have had the best roster probably 8 times in my lifetime that we have not won a national championship.
Oh, yeah.
So if you get another chance to make it happen, make it work, I'm all about it. I love the new setup. I love it. I've been calling for this for a long time. I don't like getting the automatic buys the way that they have those set up in the 4 brackets. I don't like it. I think it should be seeded by your ranking at the end of the season, regardless. I know they're trying to keep. I understand the reasons, but I'm not in favor of it. But I love the turn. They're throwing
Wait
deep.
till you see this play. Wait till you see this play. This is a good one. This is a good one.
Could have been the highlight of the century. What am I watching here? So it's a long.
Bounce off his head. Bounce off his head and just went off the end. Went off to the side there.
Oh yeah.
Right off of Igabutsun's head.
He did a Jose Canseco?
Yeah. Good 30-year-old reference there. Can you believe that was 30?
Hey, yeah, look, it means something to be a Cleveland fan with shared experiences.
Boom! 5-yard loss, maybe? Nice. Dude, this defense came to fucking play, son. Came to fucking play.
Yeah, you love seeing the movement on the end of the play go 5 yards in the opposite direction. That's when you know that you're winning the line of scrimmage. You're in their head. Like if it's a tug of war, you're already backpedaling. Like you're in a bad spot moving the wrong way. And that's what I'm seeing here. So far, early, up 14-0. Super excited. I'm keeping it restrained.
All right, here we go. Third and 12. 3rd and 12 for the Oregon Ducks on their own 45-yard line. Gabriel's in the gun.
Okay, let's see. Comment here. Hang on, let me get to this play. You're a couple seconds ahead of me. 3rd and 12.
Here, I'll pause this for like 2 seconds here. Hold on. 1,
Complete
2, 3.
Out to the 50, maybe to the 49. They're going to mark it. That's still going to be short. They're going to set up 4th down and what is it, 6, 7?
Right.
Who are they bringing in? Punt team, I think. Good job, Buckeye defense. Okay, comment here. Problem is that it's about zoning and residential versus commercial versus industrial. And logistically, the stadium would be better off closer to an airport then. Yeah, I mean, really, the new stadium in Brook Park being so close to an airport, that will be very helpful.
Literally right there. All right, give me while we're on a commercial, I'm gonna go take a leak. I'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. No, that is a good point about being so close to the major airport. But I mean, I don't know. How much of a factor should that play? It's a good question. And then you say the point about having the stadium closer to the airport is that you'll have more people rent it for venues and it will generate more income. Yeah, so like a big convention center. It's an exposition center. Yeah, I mean, go to the Anaheim Convention Center, right across from Disney. I've been there. I've lost track of how many times I've went and spent weeks there. Yeah, but Anaheim's kind of weird with their airport. Because to be honest, I mean, I just end up using LAX. I don't really do. What is it, John Wayne? Maybe once I did. But yeah, I mean, look, like I was saying, you shouldn't have an open air only facility. I like that if you could have a convention center that you can open the roof to, but the roof is kind of situated so that all of the elements will hit the field and not the fans. And you can still keep it open and protect the fans, give them a more comfortable watching experience. But then when it's done, you close it up, you clean out the precipitation, you get ready to go, and you can have a convention there in a day turnaround. I get it. I don't know why we didn't design it that way in 1999. So I do get that. I remember we used to do motocross at stadiums at one time. Oh, yeah, motocross. I had to go on the field for the Cleveland Indians. It was like a Billy Graham revival event. And they called everybody down to run the bases, and that was super cool. You're like, oh, the Cleveland Indians play here. I'm on this field. That is neat. And it was neat. What else are you saying? Logistically, I mean, I've had to work with a lot of large venue planning, and it's just so much easier the closer it is to the airport. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Viking Stadium's roof. The Viking Stadium roof, once the politics got involved and they steered funding, then they couldn't keep the maintenance up on the roof, and the retractable roof had to be replaced. Huh. Yeah, you need to have a good planning department. What I don't like about what's going on with Jimmy Haslam is that it's just kind of like he announces this is what we're going to do. It's like, hold on a damn second here. You're not a king and we're not your servants. We're not your subjects. Like we had to sue Baltimore. We had to sue the Ravens. We had to sue the NFL. They weren't allowed to take our team name, our team colors, our history, our records. That all came back once the franchise was rebooted. I know the residents of Green Bay are the shareholders that own the Packers. We need to get back to that, where we all have a vested interest. We have a stake in it. And we have expectations and a little more accountability. So I didn't like that Haslam was just like, oh, yeah, this is what we're doing. Yeah, I don't know. I think we need to have a conversation about what we're doing. Does that make me so weird? I don't think so. Oh, I pulled this up. I guess we never got to it, but this was one of the plays, I suppose. No sound. Yeah. Will Howard and Mika Ibuka. Kabang. You know, that's a nice one right there. Here's Joey making his way back home.
Commercial.
We're at 3rd and 4 here on my side. 2 minutes, 44 seconds on the clock.
All right, here we go. All right. Okay.
Yeah, but we were talking about the comment here about the Vikings stadium roof. It was retractable, but then they kind of took funds away. But then, oh my gosh, nice catch, Jeremiah!
Right?
Out to the 50.
It's got to be fucking damn near 100 yards for this guy almost.
Man, by the way, who's throwing it to him?
Willie Howard.
The next Cleveland Browns quarterback. You heard it here first.
Getting fucking Ohio State quarterback in here. Have we ever had an Ohio State quarterback in here, like drafted?
That sounds like a Grok question to me.
Right.
Let's ask Grok. Do you use Grok?
I use a combination of things. Well, I got my Google device, so I could. That usually helps. Okay, Google. Have the Browns ever drafted an Ohio State quarterback?
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
No, he's not helping me there.
Okay, I'm going to see. Name the Buckeyes quarterbacks that have been drafted by the Cleveland Browns. So the Browns have drafted the following Ohio State Buckeye quarterbacks. Mike Phipps, first-round pick, number 3 overall in 1970. Mike Phipps, Phipps.
I don't remember Mike Phipps, but I remember people talking about him.
Agreed. That's where I'm at. Art Schlichter.
Art Schlichter. I remember he was the guy for gambling, went to jail for gambling.
I'm sorry, Schlichter? That's how we say that?
Yeah, Art Schlichter, multiple time felon for gambling rings and money extortion.
Yeah, drafted first round, number 4 overall, 12 years after Mike Phipps. This would be in 1982. Art Schlichter.
Booyah! Fuck, you're moving the ball, boy. Ibuka, my baby. Let's go.
Okay, hold on. I thought you paused it. Takes the snap, drops back. Complete Ibuka. 35. Out to the 32-yard line. That's another Buckeye.
Fucking darts. Look at that spiral right there. Tight spiral right there. Double coverage, too. Beautiful.
Will Howard's going to play his way into a first-day selection.
I would say that might be fair. That might be fair. I mean, we'll have to see how his combine is. I mean, they always do a lot of shit at the combine.
Why do a combine if you go out and win a national championship after losing to Michigan?
True.
I mean, you're like, bro, you see what we did. You saw what I did. I don't need to prove it a second time. Did I stutter? Is what he would say.
Those Polynesian dudes all got the same tattoos. That one guy for Oregon right there just had this. He has the same tattoos The Rock has, that Roman Reigns has. They all got that same fucking, design travel band, and they all do the right arm for some reason. I think it's a ceremonial thing. I don't know. I'm not Samoan or Polynesian, whatever the heck.
No, you're right. There is a whole thing to that thing. Yes, and it's almost like You know how in Massillon, when babies are born, they get either pom-poms or a football in their crib?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that because that was the team that we beat in the playoffs my senior year when I played. The lore of them was fantastic. But yeah, you're saying like the Samoans, when they get born, they get a tattoo put on at birth. And it's
Eventually they'll get the same thing.
It's like they roll over a henna. There's like a roller, and it goes. Brrr. All right, here's your issue tattoo. It's your state issued tattoo. It also says we drafted Troy Smith in the 5th round in 2007,
which is very untrue because that was the Ravens who drafted Troy Smith, if you remember.
Yeah, I'm reading this going. Well, anyway, Grok gave us 2 right answers, maybe.
Now AI isn't all what it's cracked up to be, so we'll see.
I know we have to use discernment here. It's just a tool like anything else.
I think a lot of these companies put way too much money into it. I mean, how the fuck is it really going to make money? I mean, like, people don't like AI assistants. They want to talk to a fucking human being. That's been proven over time. I mean, there's some applications in the art world, but people that can't stand AI music by and large. So I don't know. We'll see. I think a lot of people who are currently putting time and effort into AI is going to be doing other things in 3-4 years, but that's just my opinion. We'll see. We will definitely see.
To see if it's actually going to have a marketable.
Right. If there's any way to make money with it. I mean, it's a, like me personally, I'm not going to pay for AI assistant. No way. I got Google for free. Why did I pay for AI? I mean, Google's technically kind of AI when we just search in the internet, so, and there's copyright concerns too. Like if, I have a bunch of videos and AI is taking off my videos, why am I not getting money for this? You know what I mean? So I think if we get somebody in the government who's, kind of tech savvy, and that's a weird thing to say because these guys are older, old people are with technology. They're like, I don't like computers. They want to write paper checks and shit. So once the generations come up and
that's me. I'm old people. No, I've actually kind of changed lately, but I'm very traditional when it comes to once I figure out a rhythm and a system. I don't want to learn new languages. Just let me do what I'm doing. I understand how this works. Don't give me more stuff to remember. No, I mean,
most of the shit people complain about, this is me talking. I mean, I was a computer major, maybe a little bit different for me, but most of the shit people complain about is just so easy. It's something as simple as a password and a 2-factor authentication reset. And they're like, oh my God, I can't freaking literally grab your phone and go like this. It's not hard.
Yeah, one of the most important lessons that I learned, if you're having a problem, do a restart. Let's just start with that. That'll fix 70% of the issues that will normally come up and cause a problem.
No, even in these streams, go back in, go back out. It's the same thing as restart. We do all the time.
Yeah, exactly. We were watching the Buckeyes game. Buckeyes lead 14-0 over the Oregon Ducks. I mean, what do you think about Oregon being the number 1 seed and having to play the Ohio State again? I mean, it came down to 1 second and 1 timeout, and they had a chance to, that was a 1 point. They barely escaped, and then they got to play them a second time to kick off for their first playoff game. That's got to be rough for them.
I know. I mean, that's where if Ohio State beats Michigan, they're probably a 5 seed. They don't play Oregon, and also inadvertently fucking. But even then, I mean, I look at the rest of this field, dude. I don't really see a team that we can't beat. I mean, if we're playing like this, how we're with this downfield passing attack, there's not a team out there that's going to beat us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Let me switch this again. I think I did that right. There we go. 14-0. Will Howard. Oh, pass broken up on 3rd and 5. That stinks. But they're in no man's land. Are they going to go for it? Or are they going to kick a super long?
This is field goal territory here, no? Yeah, it's field goal.
Well, look, you're Ohio State. You're supposed to be able to draft a really good kicker, and they shouldn't be scared of 50-yarders, especially when it's in Pasadena.
46-yarder.
What do they say? They put it up on the screen here. Our kicker's lining it up. They're calling it a. They're not putting it on the screen, at least.
It's a
46-yarder. Kicks up, kicks good.
Easily down the middle.
Whoa. Buckeyes extend a 17-0 right at the beginning of the second quarter. That is just this is how you play football. This is exactly how the Buckeyes started against Tennessee last week or a week and a half ago, whatever it is technically. This is what I have prayed the Browns could be for so long. This is who the Buckeyes normally are until they have one stutter per year, and it keeps them from a national championship. I'm telling you, man, like the times that we have been the best team in the nation but been incapable of winning a championship, it's just
if you go back to the fucking go back to the 90s when you probably first started watching, the same as here. I mean, some of them
Eddie George.
Yeah, some of that Eddie George, that 98 team. That 98 team was fucking amazing, dude. That would maybe one of the best teams you ever seen. And then just
was that the Michigan State loss?
Yeah, at 28-point favorites and we lose to Michigan State at home. I'll never forget that game. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, John Cooper always he puckered up. He got scared to lose, and that always meant that you lost. It was like Marty Schottenheimer going to the prevent defense that prevents you from winning the game. Kickoff is going to be a touchback. Buckeyes up 17-0 here.
And if you also remember the one year remember the 2012 year when fucking we were suspended, we couldn't even play in the finals. That year we could have won it. We're undefeated there.
Yeah, I went the year before. That was Terrell Pryor and Jim Tressel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the Rose Bowl for a rematch. This was Ohio State against Oregon Ducks in 11. Buckeyes won. Yeah, I lived in LA for a while, and I got to get
that was a Chip Kelly Ducks, wasn't it?
Was that Marcus Mariota? No. Mariota was 2016 when we won it with Zeke. And once again, we had to beat Oregon then. I mean, Ohio State and Oregon have got some history.
Well, that's the cool thing about this playoff is that it kind of guarantees that Ohio State's in the playoff every year. Because like the way our schedule is, we're always going to be, 10-2, 11-1, So it's like, I mean, even Notre Dame too kind of guarantees Notre Dame gets in there. I mean, it's kind of a good system for up here. And the SEC
still leaves room for SMU. It leaves room for Boise State. It leaves room for an undefeated MAC school or something. Like it leaves room on the fringes for the fringe arguments. Fine, if you can't be the top 10, here's the 2 wild cards we'll give you for random conferences or lucky years. Right. Programs that have never done anything anywhere before. I like it. I really like how this is set up. I think this is the closest version that gets us closest to the true identification of the best team in the country. I like it. I like it a lot. It really changes the college game to be set up sort of like the pros anyway. I mean, these people are auditioning for the pros. They have a playoff system in the pros. Why can't you have one in college?
Right. I mean, if you win 15, 16 games a year, I mean, it's I think I'd like to see them tighten down on the transfer portal and the NIL a little bit more, but I don't know how they're going to do it. Because I mean, it's guys going from you got some of these guys playing 7, 8, 9 years of school. It's kind of like, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know that. I always like when you can find weird outliers under odd circumstances. I think it's kind of fun. I think it's usually injury related, though, right?
Well, they'll redshirt a year, a COVID year, and fucking they'll make that
too, right. Well, don't forget. I mean, there was a day when free agency wasn't really a thing in Major League Baseball either.
Yeah,
or the NFL, and it's like everybody hated that. Oh, now these players have too much power.
You remember the Plan B free agent? Remember that term?
Plan B free agent?
Yeah, you remember that Plan B? Go to Google, type in Plan B free agent. It'll ring a bell. It was a specific type of free agency for like 89, 90, something like that, before they went to the unlimited stuff.
I do vaguely remember that. American Princess is saying she likes the idea of how Green Bay is set up, but a football stadium still needs to be funded like the Vikings did. The state and the county funded a lot of it, and not the team, and then that was a problem. So, yeah, just back to that talk here. By the way, Buckeyes 3rd and 8 on defense. You're still a few seconds ahead.
This team is hitting, bro. This fucking Buckeyes team is just hitting people. They're coming with some fucking authority.
Oh, yeah. Buckeyes getting the ball back. forcing another fourth down.
Yeah, 4th and 3.
Wait, are they going to keep their team on the field? Or are they not going to?
Yeah, Oregon's going for it here, looks like. Timeout. Okay, they're going to talk. Oh, timeout Buckeyes. Okay, they're going to make them think it over. Good call there, because I mean, you're up 17-0. You got 3 timeouts. You might as well use them. I had no problem with that.
Agreed. I'm going to switch the feed here one more time. All right. I'm going to start a new connection. Just like we said earlier, when in doubt, start a new connection. All right. Joey Edibles. Tell us about your stuff. Tell us about, you said, so yeah, just what are you doing up there? You're in Cleveland, right? Cleveland proper?
Yeah, I'm in North Olmsted. It's a suburb of Cleveland, about 7 minutes west of the airport. The show started in May of 2019. It was me and 3 other guys sitting around a table talking about current events. I mean, pretty much like every show ever in the history of the world. And then when lockdowns happened, we went virtual. And then around 2-3 weeks into that, I had the bright idea to email some celebrities. The first one was William Hung from American Idol. She bang. He said yes and did the show. It was a moderate hit, so we just kept going with it. I got on Peter McNeely after that. That really popped it, because it was the 25th anniversary of the Tyson fight. And it was a good interview. It was a really good interview. And, I just kept bombarding celebrities with the fucking DMs and this and that. I just every once in a while I get lucky. And then I started getting, clawing up. I get this guy and I get a guy a level up. And if you find people who like to talk about themselves, you just keep emailing them. And I got a quite extensive guest list now. I mean, I've had, I think, 14 different NFL players on, 12 different wrestlers. God knows how many movie stars and rock stars and comedians I've had on, pretty much every comedian in this area on. A lot of them in person too. It's been a fun time, man. We can keep it going here into 2025, bro. It's legit. I have a lot of fun what I do, man. I really do. I'm no more famous than the next guy.
Touchdown!
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a problem. I had it on mute, but when I switched it over, it went like that. You were saying you're no more famous than the next guy?
Hey, say again, brother?
Oh, you were saying something. You're no more famous than the next guy, and then the video clip got loud there.
Oh, yeah, don't share this, bro. They're going to take you down.
Oh, well, I'll take it down then.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk that. Would not risk that. No way. Well, that's just a video. Never mind. I thought that was the game. Oh, you're freaking me out there for a second. I was like, yeah, don't stream the game. No.
No, we're not doing that.
Okay. Would be nice, right? The NFL should look into that. I wonder how they could figure that out. Collaborate with people who, guys like us who want to watch the game and commentate, but they could still get the ad revenue. I don't know how they would work it. I mean, it's
that's what they're doing with the Manning cast. That's what they're doing with Pat McAfee.
They have the McAfee right now. Field Pass the Pat McAfee show. Yep. All right, here we go. 4th and 3.
All right, 4th and 3. Yes, you're still 6 seconds ahead of me, I think.
Oh, am I? Okay. Let me
shotgun. Man in motion. They're going for it. Gets the snap. He has time. He's hopping, looking. Pump fake. Tip. Incomplete. Buckeyes take over in duck territory. I'm looking. No flags appear to be on the field. This is a dominant performance from the Ohio State Buckeyes. 11-11 left in the second. 17-0 on the former. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Almost fucking picked it off there. That was it. Number 0, Simon, I think his name is. He fucking that was right there. He had a great play. That's what this did. Execution of defense, man. The hitting the.
Oh, he had it. Oh, it went right out of his hands. It was right there. You don't get passes like that.
No, even then they get the ball right back and forth. So I'm not going to hate on that part.
No, I know, but that should have been a 7-point.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're going to running game now. It looks like. All right. Let me know what. Okay, I'm at 11:04, 11:03, 11:02. I paused it for a second.
Okay, I will tell you. That's still 11-11, 10-9. Handoff.
Oh, you got it way behind me now.
4,
a couple
3,
seconds.
2, 1, 11, 59, 58.
Okay, you're like 15 seconds behind me. Hold on. That's crazy fast. Something must have sped up or something.
I don't know. I switched over.
Okay.
Thinking it would get. I thought the lag had gotten to. We were like a while apart.
What did it say? It. Oh wait.
36, 35.
Dude.
Will Howard from the Rose.
Dude.
Oh
dude.
my God.
Dude.
Jeremiah Smith touchdown.
Airmail, baby. Airmail deep downtown. Smith for fucking Heisman next year, easily.
43-yard touchdown reception from Jeremiah Smith. Buckeyes take a massive 23-0 lead with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. They're up 23-0.
That 40-0 might be happening here, sir. That might be happening. Jeremiah Smith with over 100 yards already. Let's see. I got to get the update. It might be like 150 yards so far in the first quarter.
There's no stopping this. There's no stopping this when you play that way.
Oh, my God.
You just have to make sure. We haven't called the running back's name once, have we?
No. 5 receptions, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns for Jeremiah Smith. And there's still 11 minutes to go in the quarter here. We might be talking record here.
This is incredible. 6 carries for Quinshawn Judkins. I hardly even remember watching them run the ball. Yeah, here's the stats you were just mentioning. 5 receptions, 161 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. In 2 minutes, the first quarter and 3 minutes, you have those stats.
The record, by the way, for most receiving yards, one NCAA game, 405 yards by Troy Edwards.
Troy Edwards.
Yeah, I gotta see what year that was here. Hold on.
Troy Edwards.
Louisiana Tech, 1998. Didn't he play for the Steelers?
I'm doing this thing in my head. I'm going, wait, Troy Edwards, was that Patriots? Was that Chargers?
Steelers? He did play for the Steelers. Steelers, Rams, Jags. He was just on like
Rams
squads and shit. Yeah, he was drafted by the Steelers. Looks like.
Okay.
First round, fucking 1989. Okay, now I kind of remember because that was that draft we got couch and seen Ricky Williams draft.
Yeah, that was year 1 trying to revamp the franchise.
20 Florida zip already, dude. Fucking 96.3% chance to win, according to the win probability checker.
So do you gamble? Do you pull up an app and
go? It's randomly funny because we were up at the casino because the wife likes to go to the casino every now and then. And we went up there and they have a little sports book in the back of the Jack Casino. So I went there and dropped a couple. You know what? It was last Super Bowl because I remember because I bet a couple things in the Super Bowl. I bet the Buckeyes. It was like a 50 spot and the Buckeyes to win the title. I don't know what the payout is. I think it's like 100 something. But I really don't. I don't on the app. It's every time I do, I fucking usually lose. It's like whatever. I mean, I'll throw money with friends. Hey, $20 here, $100 there, but I'm too much of a cheap ass to gamble. And I don't really like the extra tax implications. Like if I do hit big, then I got to fill out a bunch more shit kind of thing. It's like, whatever.
That's actually really well said. I'm way too much of a cheap ass to gamble because it's set up so that it will take your money away from you. Good luck if you're able to master the art. And I'm okay at it. I'm okay. I kind of prefer just doing like fantasy football.
Oh yeah. Something's low brow. Like you spend $100 with your whole buddies, you're good for the season, kind of thing. I feel it.
Yeah, you make your donation, and it's like, And I like Dynasty too, because then it's like then you make your draft picks, and you can make trades up to 2 years, and so it's just like you are the GM. If you got a problem with your team, go out and fix it. Go out and trade your draft picks away, and trade players for picks if you're rebuilding. And I enjoy that, but yeah, I've resisted the urge to get the gambling apps on my phone and. I don't know. It makes things more fun. I know that, but I think fantasy football makes it more fun too, because it forces you to watch all the random games. Like, I need this running back on the Jets to give me 15 points a day. Like, I don't know. I don't even know the guy's name, but I'm rooting for him.
Well, it makes me laugh because you think of how long I've been doing fantasy now. It's probably over half my life now at this point. Since '99, first year I was doing it. First year Browns were back. I remember.
Yeah.
Steve Young was a quarterback I drafted. He ended up getting hurt. Should have drafted Edgerrin James, but he went. I was too cheap.
Steve Young was great. He was one of my favorites. Maybe Baker reminds me of Steve Young a little bit.
He does. Very, very.
I haven't really thought about that comparison very much, but like just he's got a motor on him. He'll kind of cruise around an edge and make it happen. Some zip to the ball, a little feistiness to him.
Yeah, I think Steve Young probably a little better scrambler, but
yeah, a little.
Yeah, the comparison's a little apt there, I would say.
Yeah. What is your take on Baker, by the way? The Buckeyes up 24-0. Oregon on the kickoff. They're going to start here, and the Ohio State fans are loud, by the way.
Yeah, sure. I'll take on Baker. Well, I mean, if you let me just touch on this earlier, but I mean, if you look at the subsequent year he had with, Carolina, then going to the Rams and just not really being anything. I mean, if we extrapolate that into a hypothetical 2022 season, I mean, that's right.
We were in the middle of this conversation. We didn't finish the thought. So you're saying,
I mean, the rumors are they were done with them. The rumors are they were kind of the new regime was done with Baker after 2019, going into 2020. But then they made the playoffs, so they had no choice. So they're kind of already on the way out. I think that they were just looking for any excuse to get rid of him, kind of. If I was being real,
imagine going to the playoffs and saying we don't want to do this again.
Right. No. I'm saying go prior to 2020. My hypothesis, because like the 2019 season was a disaster. So when they got all the new guys in here, when Dorsey was fired and they brought in this new regime, my take is that they were pretty much done with him going into 2020. But then he just had the good year, so they had to keep him. Like after 2020, they're going to get rid of him no matter what. But him having the good year kind of forced him to keep him. And with the shoulder being hurt, who will ever know? I mean, was it him? Was it them? But the shoulder was definitely hurt. He should have been sat. He should have had it repaired. But I mean, going into 2022, I mean, who knows? We would have bottomed out. Who knows? I mean, it's.
And by the way, about the shoulder injury, I could talk Baker for days. But yeah, Baker had every right to seek out a second opinion. Pause there. Did the Buckeyes jump offside? 3rd and 4. Maybe they did. We'll see. He had every right to say, I want to battle through this. I want someone that gives a shit. My concern about Cam, who's the quarterback down there?
Miami, Cam Ward.
Thank you, Cam Ward. I don't know. He plays for a half and then he sits out. Where's the heart? I could never sit out for half a game. Like, how are you?
Baker, well, I mean, if you're gonna do that, Baker's had similar tantrums when he was younger. I mean, this guy's still in college. I mean, Baker was Baker had quite a bit of crybaby stuff in his past. I mean, in my opinion, he was not the best in handling social media. He let a lot of it get to him. When you're out there, you just don't let trolls get to you. I mean, I don't know why so many people take to heart what some guy with no avatar and fucking 2 followers on X says. I don't care. I tell people that I'm like, you don't have a face, you don't have a name. I'm not gonna argue, dude. It's a waste of my time. This could be a bot. For all I know.
He's matured. Jared Goff has matured in his game. We've seen Sam Darnold mature in his game. Baker, Baker was a personality. I guess the reason Baker never bothered me is because I know he's a stand-up comedian. Like, Baker's a stand-up comedian. He's a class clown. Trump is a stand-up comedian. He's a class clown. It's like, it doesn't even bother me, like, antics, because, like, I get where they're coming from. And it's like, you're always just throwing new material up at the wall. You're always throwing spitballs, seeing if any of them are going to stick. But yeah, I mean, I take the point there, but my point about Baker's injury was he had every right to say, I want to tough this out because I want to know that the guy has fight. I want to see, right. And look, he sucked when he was injured fighting through it, but maybe he could grit it out like Matt Stafford after getting hit by the Cleveland Browns, injured. They call a timeout. Stafford comes back in. It's his career highlight moment, his rookie year against the Browns. It's like, I want to see that kind of heart. So Baker has every right to say, I'm going to tough it out. And the Browns brass has every right to say, all right, kid, let's see what you can do. But if you don't have it, we're going to bench you the rest of the season, regardless of if you get a second opinion, third opinion, because show us. Come on out and play the game and perform at a high level. Otherwise, and so after 1 or 2 games, they should have been the adult in the room, sat down with Barry, with Haslam as a united front, said, Baker, we appreciate you. Kid, you're not making the throws you used to make. You're clearly injured out there. We're benching you so that you can get your surgery. Come back next year.
This little, I know this is off topic, but this little vignette they do when they go around the country and they show all the schools and they have.
Yeah, I'm watching for the commercial.
Yeah, I love that. It's so cool. They go to different places around the country. There's Ohio State with that's bad. I just like that video. It's a cool video. Well, I'm high to it.
You're not off point at all. I've seen this commercial for probably 5 years now. Of course, this is an updated version, because the Big Ten now has 1,000 schools in it for some reason. But this version of like this commercial, the style of this is fantastic. Yeah, it gives you the topography, and it's almost like when you get those Starbucks mugs for Ohio, and it'll show you like here's a cardinal, the state bird, and here's Cedar Point, here's the sports team downtown or whatever. Here's the skyline. Yeah, I love those commercials.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was good to point that out. But anyway, that was my point on Baker. They should have benched him, and it was handled poorly from a lot of people. They looked at Baker and said, we can't win with that. But the Buccaneers, who brought in Tom Brady and won a championship recently, while we've been alive, they picked Baker. They did a 1-year test run, and they're going on year 2. And
yeah, he did. He had a great year. The record is still 8-8, 9-8, 9-8, something like that. Really close. They still have a chance of missing the playoffs. Baker, we will wait to see if he has that instinct, that next levelness that can, get him to win playoff games, get him to potentially win a Super Bowl. Because so far, the proof is in the pudding. He's put up a lot of stats. I think his rookie year here in Cleveland, 2018, was at 28 touchdown passes, whatever. That was a great year, but didn't make the playoffs. Same year this year with the Bucs. He's got 35, 40 touchdown passes, killing it. A lot of that's Mike Evans. Mike Evans. Now that Mike Evans, how good is fucking Mike Evans? That guy is a straight up baller. If you play, people sleep on Mike Evans. He's like the Tim Duncan of the NFL in a way. Like he arguably is top 5 right now, but before it's said and done, he could be right up there in the conversation. You're talking 10, 1,000 yards.
Oh, he takes off 40, running play 30, 20,
oh, shit, I may watch it.
5 touchdown Buckeyes.
Oh, Travion Henderson, nice, 68 yards. Look at the fucking fans, dude. There you are. Dude, there's 8:47 to go in the fucking. Hey, check this out, Brian. This is what makes me happy too. I know what happens with a lot of these bets, right? A lot of these guys will bet the Buckeyes to win, and they'll bet the over on all the stats, like over so many yards for this, so many. So I'm waiting to see the parlay taker where somebody got the Buckeyes, and then they had over yards on Ibuka, had over yards on Smith, had over yards on Henderson. You know what I mean? Oh, this is awesome, bro. Fucking hell. Wow. I wasn't even looking at the screen. He fucking did this shit. That's all.
This is a motorboat. Travion Henderson. How many yards did they credit?
66, I think.
How many?
66, I think. Let me refresh ESPN over here.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the scoring summary here. 66 yards. Yep.
66 yards. Fucking hell. That's nice.
Remember I said it's like I can't even remember a single running play from the Ohio State Buckeyes. Bang, 66. All right, I heard you. All right, they heard me.
Got 2 carries for 70 yards, 1 touchdown.
That was a counter play. Started off with an end pulling around off to the right.
I love the counter. The counter is an overrated move or underrated move. I love the counter. My favorite move. I wish the Browns would get a fullback. I miss the fullback days. I love the
touchdown, Tommy.
Yeah, the fullback dive when you're going to go like this and you give it to the fullback over here and he runs that way in for the touchdown. Fuck, that's a great play. That's another reason I like that Cam Scabato guy. At least seems like he can do that. I was impressed by that guy. Watched him today, man. I think his stock's going to go up a little bit. I really think it will.
Explain to people what kind of athlete this guy is. So tell them what you saw today, because I kind of tuned in toward the end of the game. I wasn't checking out the whole thing, and by the end, it was just more about the storyline. So
he's kind of he reminds me of. I don't want to go too high with the comparison, but it's like Emmitt Smith style would be the best way I could describe it. Like he's just so good at cutting. He finds the hole. He threw a touchdown pass today. Elements of Walter Payton. If we're going low man's thing, I'd probably say like Corey Dillon would be a good option. He just has that body type to just do it. He's not the fastest guy in the world, and he's not going to run a 4.3. He's probably a 4.64, something like that. But he's not a bigger guy like a Hillis. He's got the build of a McCaffrey. He's probably not as good as McCaffrey yet, but the potential's there. The potential's definitely there. He's a bruiser. He can just get in the hole. He can find the opening. I like the guy. I haven't watched but 1 or 2 games, so I'm not an expert on him. But from what I saw in this game, it seemed to be pretty good. You can't underestimate the potential, the marketing potential of a white running back either. It's
the white rhino like Peyton Hillis. By the way, Ohio State defense absolutely swarming still, setting up second down. There's no. If you want to talk about momentum-o-meter, it's 2nd and 12 now with 8:27 left in the second quarter. Buckeyes lead 31-0. The momentum meter is swung to 0. This is a 100% to 0. There is no swagger, no energy.
Baby. Boo, yeah. There's a fucking player right there. Jack Sawyer. Where's do you think he goes in the draft, huh?
Oh, it's a great. Oh, knocks it down. You're still up to 2 or 3 seconds. Nice. Yeah, Jack Sawyer is awesome. He's had a nice career. He's a good player. He knows where to be because he's always in the middle of action like this. He gets his hands up. He knocks the He knows the passing lanes. I mean, that was a nice shed of that blocking attempt off the edge there. It's like I just wish we could see more of those get actually intercepted, picked off in the moment. Because it's right there. It's just sitting right there for anyone to use. I know it's really close and really fast, but still. All right. He's bouncing around back there. Quarterback throws out of bounds and intercepted. All right. Incomplete.
4th and 12, I think.
Oregon is not loving the situation. They are angry on the sidelines right now. 4th and 12. What do you ask?
Sawyer grades in as a second rounder. That'd be a good pick for the fuck. You mentioned that. They got to do a homer pick, man. They got to just get on the radio, whatever the callers are saying on the radio, and just do one homer pick out of all these picks. Like a Sawyer in the second round, something like that. Imagine
go wrong by drafting a Buckeye.
Right. Oh, I mean, here's my new dream draft. Here's what I want. I want Cam Ward in the first round, and I want Jack Sawyer in the second round, and I want Cam Skibido or Skabadoo, whatever the fuck his name is, in the third round. And then Will Howard in the fourth round, and then just trade the rest of the picks for other picks, and I'm good.
So we're taking 2 quarterbacks next year.
Oh, because we got remember how they did RG3 and Kirk Cousins? We'll do just like that. We'll get Will Howard and fucking homeboy.
I mean, we could totally revamp the entire quarterback room and just go, we got Deshaun here. What do you do next year with Deshaun? What do? You got 2 years with this.
You work around him. Have you ever worked a union job or any kind of government work or anything like that, where there's somebody who's there?
I am not your guy for any of that stuff. No.
Have you ever worked a job where there's somebody that just can't be fired because they're like the boss's son or something like that? But you just kind of have to do the job, but just work around them. You just got to do that.
Oh, breaks and tackle out across midfield. That's a nice rushing play from the small.
This is going to be complete domination here. I mean, the heart of Oregon is gone. I mean, this game is over. I mean, it's 98.6% winning chance for Ohio State. I mean, they're down 31-0, and Ohio State's still driving here. This game is way, way over. I mean,
you and I were, as Cleveland fans, we've seen enough of this. So let's hold off on the Warriors blowing a 3-1 series lead.
You're not going to call it. I'm going to call it. This is over, sir. But this is going to be.
You can call it. I'm not gonna.
Let's see if we get some stat padding here. I mean, these guys are. You would think at this point Henderson and Judkins will probably just going to run the rest of the game, so they're probably going to, we're not going to get records for Smith. They're not going to throw any more bombs when they're up by 31 points.
They are. No, they are, and I'll tell you why. Because they have to prove to the world that they're not scared to do it. Michigan proved that they were too scared to be who they are. This is a team. Look, I've said this for the last 3 live streams I've done on the Buckeyes. A lot of NFL, a lot of football in general is 2 plays on the ground with the running game to open up the passing game. This team, how they're built at wide receiver university with Jeremiah Smith and Ibuka, this is throw it 2 times to open up the running game. Now, of course, I take your point. We're up 31-0. We want every 45 seconds to go off of the play clock, every single or 40 seconds, whatever it is. We want this game to get over with. Like, we're done. We can tap out. But then again, there's something beautiful about putting your foot on the pedal to the metal and hanging 60 on somebody. Like Cardale Jones that year against Wisconsin in the
59-0. That was a fucking hell of a game.
My God, that was a curb stomp out of American History X. That was disgusting. 59-0. So, there's something that could be said about let's go for it. I don't want to just try to. Will Howard with a QB sneak. He gets the first down.
Howard, that motherfucker, right up the gut. Love it.
That's a guy that could play in the AFC North. I'm on the I'm on the draft Will Howard train. I'm there. He's played well the past 2 games, and the Buckeyes are a very good team. He put up really good stats most of the year as well. I don't know why everybody's sleeping on him.
Well, it's the Ohio State quarterback thing. I mean, even the guy that just did good, what's his name? The Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
Stroud laid a fucking egg this year. I'm not a Stroud fan.
Oh, I know. He was on my fantasy team, and I couldn't count on him for shit.
You damn homer. All right, hold on. The wife asked me something. I got to figure this out. I got to figure out. We're getting a new washer tomorrow, and Home Depot is delivering it. I got to figure out what the time window is. I thought it was like 1 to 2. Oh, yeah, there we go. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay.
Like a clothes washer or a
Yeah. Just like a Samsung deal. All right, 10.
Yeah,
10.
I've recently had to readjust the legs on the washing machine. It wanted to walk again. So it's always twisting them and lengthening one and putting a pad under one, but then I don't know. It shouldn't be that complicated. Another first down pass.
All right, no, just pass just keeps going there. I ain't fucking stopping it. I love it.
Yeah, let's go. I'm not content. Let's ball out. This is an exhibition.
I want to see 80. I want to see 100. I want to see whatever. Let's get 100.
Harlem Globetrotters. Let's go.
Drop 100 on these fat fucks. Let's roll it. Well, I mean, I gotta ask you that. What's the change between the Michigan game and the Tennessee game and this game? I mean, it's the same fucking team. Is it just the fact they're just finally throwing it? I mean, this is a completely different team. They look like garbage against Michigan. That was a shitty game. That was horrible. One of the worst games I've ever seen any coach. Might be Day's worst coach game. This is a totally different team. This team right here
going deep. Incomplete to the end zone. Incomplete. Howard going deep. Look, it was Chip Kelly. Every time the Buckeyes threw it deep, these breadbasket, real nice arc. If you watch Will Howard, they're catchable passes. There's nice arc. Like a Russell Wilson. He puts them in spots that really the only person that can get to the ball is his guy. Yes, he makes mistakes from time to time. He'll have turnovers. Everybody does. Nobody's perfect. I've yet to see a perfect quarterback in my lifetime. But it was Chip Kelly. He gave up on the deep pass. It was there all day. All that Michigan could hope to do was a pass interference 15-yard penalty and automatic first down. That's all Michigan could do. They could never stop them. So I think we just yelled that loud enough on the internet, and they heard it, and they've been calling the game differently. Throw it deep to the wide receivers that will be playing in the NFL. Because these guys, Brian Hartline, I don't know who you would replace Ryan Day with. Would you go with Brian Hartline? Would you go with Vrabel? We haven't beat Michigan in half a decade. I'm done with Day. But if he wins a championship this year, I'll rethink that.
Right. I mean, I think a lot of Ohio State fans have been overreacting on Day. I really do. I don't think he's that bad of a coach. I mean,
name me his signature wins then.
I mean, last week against Tennessee was a great win. I mean, he beats he's lost to Michigan a couple times. I mean, that was
4 times.
That was a cheating Michigan team with Harbaugh. I mean, they broke a lot of rules. I mean, we can't overlook that part. I mean, it'd be like me arguing Bonds versus Ruth, and we don't talk about steroids. You know what I mean? So there's some of those wins are a little tainted in my eyes. I think next year, I mean, obviously the Michigan loss this year was kind of bad, probably the worst game he coached. But I mean, just overall, I think he, once he figures out, how we're passing like this. I mean, this is a statement win right here. I mean, this is I'm going to be here. You sign me to a fucking extension kind of win. I mean, this is a great win today.
Well, we got 2 more to go. Let's not count our chickens. By the way, the Ohio State drive that time stalls out. Feels like for the first time all game, couldn't get a touchdown with 2:59 left. They kicked the relatively short field goal, 34-0. Ohio State leading the Ducks. The Buckeyes crushing Oregon. Did you have this on your bingo board?
I thought we were going to win. I didn't think we were going to blow them out. I figured it'd be like 30-17, something like that. It's this is next level.
Yeah, this is great. What about what have you been following the tournament closely? The Penn State game, Boise State.
Yeah, I think I watched pretty much all of them. Boise State game was okay. It's I was questioning why Boise State was really in there. I thought Penn State played a really good game. I mean, me and you both watched that earlier game against you with Texas. I mean, that was a fucking banger.
Yeah,
it sucks now that we got to wait till tomorrow to see Notre Dame and Georgia. What do you think? What do you think in that game? I mean, Georgia's without Carson Beck, so I have no idea who the quarterback is. So
yeah, I mean, I can say this confidently. We've talked about Cardale Jones more than I've talked about Cardale Jones in a while, but my God, what a story! What a damn story that was. So the fact that Georgia's down a quarterback, well, I'll bet you Georgia has another qualified, competent D1 caliber player sitting in that quarterback room as well. Remember, Joe Burrow wasn't good enough to play for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Quinn Ewers wasn't good enough to play for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So whoever Georgia puts back out there, I know their main guy's down. I don't know that there's going to be that big of a drop-off because I don't think that the quarterback play that he was even producing was all that stellar this year. It was a little uneven, right? It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't lights out. So
here's the Georgia quarterback room. It says Beck is a starter, but behind him there'll be a little experience with former quarterback Brock Vandegrift transferring to Kentucky. Gunnar Stockton will be the presumed second string. He's a redshirt sophomore, and then the presumed third string is freshman Ryan Puglisi, and then that's it. So you got Stockton and Puglisi. Stockton is the guy behind Gunners. They always have the fucking most whitest, preppiest fucking Abercrombie names for these Georgia quarterbacks, right?
How about Colt McCoy?
Right. What was that guy they just had? The guy from they went to the Rams.
Stetson?
Yeah, Stetson Bennett. It's elitist. That's for Brock Vandergriff, Gunnar Stockton. What the fuck these guys?
These are characters. These are bad guys from the fraternity in Dawson's Creek.
Right, a bunch of blonde fucking guys walking around with a fucking polo Abercrombie shirt, like, "Hey, bro, don't be dating my girl." She hates him the whole time. It's fucking amazing, right?
Maybe it's at the country club at Caddyshack when they're playing the all caddy tournament. These are the ones that they're trying to compete against. No, you're right. It's out of central casting. Yeah, I love some of these quarterback names. They're absolute, or just football player names in general.
Oh yeah,
Colt McCoy. I like that is just a gunslinger name if you've ever heard of one.
I loved McCoy, man. I had high hopes for him. He was I
remember
because I wanted him in the second round here. I remember when they were drafting. I think it was 09 draft, 08 or 09. I think it was 09. And I remember he dropped to the third. We got him. I was like, fucking yes, I was stoked.
I was too. Because he's a smart kid. Like he had a command of what he was doing back there. He had a little bit of swagger. They were involved in a really big game. Colt McCoy. There was like a big comeback. What was that? Like a playoff? I'm trying to remember. I was driving out to see family for the holidays when that bowl game was happening. It was Colt McCoy. Yeah, and he really impressed. He really did a good job in some of those big games. He had a nice career. I think he just retired. He was still playing up until recently.
He had a funny commercial with one of those, I think it's Progressive or Geico or something like that, where they're like, "Okay, bring the back up," and then he was standing there and he came in. I can't remember the commercial now. Maybe
no, you're right. I think you are a big commercial guy. You should work in commercials.
I got the commercial voice. I do. I got that. You're welcome. Hold on. I got to get into. I'm a little high because I'm smoking this high grade, so I got to get in the commercial voice. Hold on. You're listening to New American Media, only available on YouTube and Twitter. So that I could do that. But my thing is that I don't want to deal with corporate types. I just don't care. I'm not going to.
Yeah, but you know what? You do have one of those voices. I used to work at the world's largest talent agency, and the voiceover department does incredible work. Literally all they do is that they send you text, and you hit record. You send them the file back, and you make money. Like, if you haven't seriously thought about doing it, why not, man? Shoot an email out like you shoot emails out to Andy Dick. Shoot one out to William.
I mean, I could just drop a fucking on a YouTube channel, like, "Hey, this is my voiceover audition," and just read a couple, cups in a world without coffee, whatever. Fucking just run it. I can figure it out.
Let me hear your Macho Man Randy Savage impression.
Oh, yeah, I'm the Macho Man, and this Sunday at the Pasadena's Rose Bowl, you will see me take on Bam Bam Bigelow. Oh, yeah. I had his brother on. I had his brother, Randy Poffo, on. He passed away last year. I was the last guy to have him on before he moved to Ecuador. I'm going to tell you, Brian, that guy was a little cuckoo bananas. Lanny was a little out there. He showed up to the interview, right? So I get him on the thing, and he's like,
hold on, wait. Let me make sure. I'm watching the game, making sure I'm following the story. This is not Macho Man you're talking about?
No, it's not Macho Man. It's his brother. His brother was named Leaping Lanny Poffo. He run by the Genius. He used to come down with a graduation cap, and they would pay pomp and circumstance. He would read a poem and shit.
Okay.
And then, he was a minor character, but he was I was going to interview him. I interviewed him, and he shows up to the interview, and he's fucking in bed, butt fucking naked. I was like, "Oh, I didn't know this was going to be a video interview. That's fine." And literally the whole interview is sitting there just under the sheet, butt naked. It was wild, bro. Fucking that guy was out there. Yeah, rest in peace though. He just passed away last year.
Yeah, we've been losing a lot of wrestling legends. All right, they're throwing deep here. Oregon, Ohio State's in good position, incomplete. That's about 5 yards too deep. Setting up second.
Almost, yeah, a little way deep on that. He could have picked that ball off.
Ohio State couldn't have ran fast enough. That's how far it was overthrown.
Hey.
It wasn't really. No, but we've been losing quite a few wrestlers, and that's a tough industry. There's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of pain maintenance. There's a lot of coping. There's a lot of strange characters that get drawn to that profession. Anyway, it's a perfect cocktail for an awesome Netflix documentary. I'll tell you what. All right, out of the shotgun. Oh, and he's running it. Oh, into a sack. 3
Beautiful,
Buckeyes.
right? Fucking wrapped him up. Dude, this defense is playing
nice.
as good as the offense is playing. The defense is playing just as good. I mean, you could be like, who's
Thank
playing
you.
better, offense or defense? You wouldn't be able to figure it out. This is a perfect fucking football game right here. I've never seen a half like this. This is insane.
That is such a great way to say that because don't forget. Yes, it seems like we're all talking about Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Ibuka and Travion Henderson and wow, look at this offense. But we're a minute away from the Buckeyes pitching a shutout in the first quarter with the number 1 team in the nation. All right, so this is 3rd and 16, 44 seconds left on the clock for Oregon at their own 34-yard line. He steps back. He's looking, throwing left, complete. This is going to be a first down to the Buckeyes. Missed tackle. Oh, shit. If he didn't step out, this is down to the Ohio State 22-yard line, and this is not what you want to have happen with 30 seconds left before the half. Don't give them a single ounce of momentum. Now he went out of bounds. Is he allowed to catch the ball, or is that just on? All right, that's fine.
Yeah, they didn't review it. They're not going to review anything.
Avoids the sack, swings it out, wrapped. Oof.
First time out, 16 seconds left.
17, yeah.
Yeah, so
he was wrapped up, but he wasn't. He kind of dove out and flipped him with his arm.
Yeah, so barring a good defensive play, I mean, they're at least in field goal range, so we might not get the shutout today, but that's okay. I mean, 62-3 is still just as good as 59-0.
Yeah, but man, did we just jinx it? We were this was literally the topic we were being grandiose about at the moment that the deer.
Hey, I'm up 34-0 right now. Not me, but the team I'm rooting for is up 34-0 right now. I'm going to get a little cocky, bro. Hey, listen, dude, these halftimes are like a year and a half long, so I'm going to go to the store during halftime and get you some cigars. It'll take me like 10 minutes, not even. It's right down the street. It's a beauty of living in North Olmsted. There's fucking so many places to buy shit. That's what I love it. Love it here, man. It's a nice town, nice little town.
Yeah, having a nice community center. I liked living in a college town. I liked knowing that within X amount of blocks, it kind of had almost everything you need. There was a whole ecosystem of or even in Culver City when I was out there in Los Angeles. I just like the main street, and there's a place where everything is, and it's all just kind of walkable or pseudo walkable. All right, 2nd and 6, 17 seconds left. Oregon out of the shotgun, 1 back formation. He's looking, dancing, pressure, rolling left. He's gonna run it. Pushed out of bounds right before the first down marker. 9 seconds left, brings up 3rd down.
He took too much time there.
And it's kind of strange he didn't at least get the first down on that play. All he had to do was want it.
Right. They might run it here, I think. They got 2 timeouts. This might be a run. No.
Well, if you're the Buckeyes, you take a timeout after you saw the.
Well, they're gonna take a timeout here. Oregon is gonna take a timeout. I mean,
here we go. Snap. Oh, complete. No good. Down to the 5-yard line of the Buckeyes. 2 seconds remain.
2 seconds left. What do? You kick the field goal or you go for the touchdown? You got nothing to lose here. Go for. I would probably go for the touchdown.
No, I take the points.
Just get on the board.
Oh my God! Could you imagine going in with nothing? No, you take the 3 points.
All right, here's an interesting quandary. Now they got the quarterback thing up in Minnesota. You got Sam Darnold sitting up there who had quite a good year. Obviously, they're 14-2.
Yes,
you got that JJ McCarthy that's sitting there. I'm not gonna trade the 1st round pick for him, but say the Minnesota comes at you like, all right, we want number 1. We'll give you McCarthy and 30 for that pick. What do? You take it?
McCarthy and who else?
McCarthy and their number one, the 30th pick. So basically, you swap picks. They go up to one, but you get the quarterback.
30. Okay, 30. I mean, where would you draft J.J. McCarthy coming off of an injury? His draft stock has to be down from where it was. Where was he drafted by the Vikings?
Fuck, I'm trying to think now. Okay, Google, what position was J.J. McCarthy drafted in 2023?
He was drafted as a quarterback.
According to Wikipedia, McCarthy was selected by the Minnesota Vikings 10th overall in the 2024 NFL Draft.
Okay, 10th overall.
He was the fifth of six quarterbacks taken in the first round, tied with the 1983 draft for the most in NFL history.
Oh, they're going for it.
All right.
First goal. Shotgun.
What the hell was that? Did they even?
I'm guessing there was a timeout.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It looks like because the clock ran down to 0. I didn't figure out what was going on. I think the Buckeyes called a timeout, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I can't believe they were going to try to go for it. I don't like it at all.
No, I mean, if you're looking for, you look for the nothing lose aspect, you're down 34-0. I mean, it's like, what the fuck ever. I mean, what does the field goal get you at that point? At least you get a somewhat morale boost in the half. You go up with the touchdown. You know what I mean? At least that's what he's probably thinking.
That's what you would do as a coach, and I would just take the 3 and go, okay, time to regroup. We stopped the bleeding, folks. We put points on the board, but we spotted them 31. We're the number 1 team in the nation. We can do this. Let's go. Versus, it's 0-34, folks. I got nothing to build upon. Not a single crumb of a meal that I could give you for sustenance. Okay, first and goal from the 5, out of the shotgun, Oregon. 3 seconds left on the clock. They take the snap, looking left, bouncing, looking right. He's feeling pressure, running forward. He's going to throw it to the back of the end zone.
Look at all those fans. The fans are all acting like they're up by anything. Wait till they cut these Oregon fans cheering. Did he get it? Yeah, he got one in. All he needs one in college. He got the one in.
Trayshawn Holden, 5-yard touchdown reception. Well, doggone it. How many feet in?
Yeah, he got one in. All he needs one. He got it. He clearly got one in. One right there. Yep.
As long as the ball didn't move and touch the ground or something stupid.
Right.
Because you have to, it's how do you even tell what a catch is when there's? Did you see that one there was the interception in the NFL this week? Who was that? It bounced off of his hands and it was the interception to seal the game. It was the Seahawks. No, is that the Rams game? Cardinals.
I didn't watch any games after the after the Browns lost. I didn't watch shit. I was
it was the Cardinals game. They threw it to. All right, they're going for 2 points. Is that a replay? They ran the same play. It looked like in the same spot.
Yeah,
2-point conversion, 34-8. Well, this is the absolute worst momentum loss you could have hoped for.
There's still what are we still fucking 99% odds probability to win. So yeah, I'm not too worried. I mean, will Oregon come back and potentially score 10, 17 points? Who knows? Maybe, but I doubt at this point. All right, give me 10, 15 or so. I'm gonna go to the gas station, come right back.
Sounds good, brother. To be continued. Go Buckeyes. Here, we'll put yeah, wow. What an ass kicking from the Buckeyes. Very happy about that. That momentum, I don't like that momentum loss. All right. Whew, boy. Okay. Yeah, this is a good time to press pause, as I'm going to do for a moment here. Be right back. Oh, where's the commercial? I have a ticker here. You're watching the Unhappy Hour. It's the halftime break, and we'll be right back. See that?
I'm Eric Metcalf, and you're watching.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, we're back. Well, I'm back. We must assume that Brian is at the other end of his palatial estate, so he can't hear us.
Palatial estate.
Hey.
That's the ticket. Yeah, that's the ticket.
All right. Still at halftime. These college halftimes are they're like a mile long. Like they are some of the longest halftimes ever.
Yeah, but when
What's
it's the
your
best
ideal
band in the whole land, I mean, you want that halftime. You want to see them do that march.
Yeah, that's true. The band and all that. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
You were starting to ask me what's my what?
Oh, what's your ideal halftime length?
Yeah, that's that question is very similar to like what's the ideal amount of time you prefer to have sexual intercourse with? So let me just ask you that, because this is a question that's come up for me recently. What is the ideal length of time for you, Joey?
For halftime or for doing it?
No, for doing it. Then we'll get to the halftime. Like we'll get to the serious question first, and then we'll just mess around.
If it's just a blowy, I remember one time I was in a parking lot and Champagne Supernova by Oasis was playing. Now it's like 8 minutes, 43 seconds. And right around there is probably the ideal time if it's just a blowy. If it's fucking at my age, I mean, 10, 15 minutes after that, I mean, I got to relax. And maybe I could do it again, but, I'm old. You know what I mean? I can't. I mean, it's like, imagine doing, this for 10, 15 minutes. It's a lot of work.
What was that? It's like we're cheering. It's like we're.
Right.
Yeah, I do it like I cheer. I just go like this. I'm like an extra from a 1996 Madden video game.
The background
I don't know, a length of halftime. If you're at a game, it takes a while to go to the concourse. Everyone goes to the same place to go hit a cigarette or a vape. People have to go in line for the restrooms, want to get a bite to eat. It takes a minute, right? You need a little bit of time in order to make all that stuff happen. So I'm okay with halftime taking a few minutes. Players are catching a breather too. They played a tough half. They're out there running. So
I like the way the NFL does it. I like the way the NFL does it with the 13 minutes. It's about right. They used to do 15. 15's a little bit long. 13's right about right. I always, because usually the NFL, they stop playing every fucking 5 seconds. So it's like when they're at like 26 seconds or right around the 2-minute warning, I'll run to the bathroom real quick before the halftime. I never go to the bathroom at halftime. Never. And I got to go to the bathroom a lot. You know what I mean? But never at halftime.
No, that's fair. It's just usually people want to go grab a bite to eat or get a drink, or it's the reset point. So I don't mind if it's a little bit long. Who's doing our Super Bowl halftime this year? Do you know?
Oh, fuck. I remember when it was announced.
Yeah, that's how I felt when they announced it. I can't remember who it is, but that's how I went, fuck.
It says the Super Bowl halftime show
presented by
Sunday night, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, it's Kendrick Lamar. So I will be watching the Puppy Bowl or something else. I mean, God bless Kendrick Lamar. I mean, it's music is probably peaked. I mean, I don't know what new shit can they do. So
everyone knows it's a statistical fact. Music peaked in 1999. We know that.
I would say, I mean, The Simpsons was famously quoted in 1973. I would say 99 is probably right around there, between 97 and 99, right before everyone, depends on who was still alive, I guess. Somewhere in the late 90s, probably a good guess.
Which Simpsons episode did they say was 1973? Was that when they were talking about the bong-rattling bass of Mel Shocker and Grand Funk Railroad, the wild shirtless lyrics of Mark Farner? Was that the Lollapalooza episode with Smashing Pumpkins?
That was a great one, right? You got a walk-in humidor. There's nothing better than 90s Simpsons, I'll tell you that right now. Fuck.
Nothing better. Hang on, let me hit refresh here.
The fuck?
Yeah, I hit refresh. I don't know if it
I gotta redo mine here too because it fucking cut me out.
Oh, I lost my link as well. Let me pull up the the screen, hey?
All right, here we go. Now the band is out there. Well, some band is out there. I think it's Ohio State. I always wonder what the guy in the band who does this, like, is he really doing anything? Like, who's fucking look? Like, what does this even mean?
He's writing cursive, sir.
Go this way. Go left. Go right. Go left.
He's writing air cursive, and you will respect his authority.
They say that getting into these Big Ten bands is kind of like getting into Big Ten football. Like, these are the best of the best kind of band members and shit.
Yeah. No, I respect it. I don't know. I played football, so I didn't pay a lot of attention to the band and the band stuff. But as a drummer, God, I love the percussion sections from bands.
Oh yeah, like you see about all the bands, and they got that.
When they're having drum solo breakdown.
Oh yeah, the guy comes out like the next thing he comes out with the bass drum and stuff. Fuck yeah, man.
That is some of the coolest shit on earth. And I never learned drumline. I never played in a band, you know, for a halftime performance band. But I respect it. I respect the hell out of it. What was that movie, Drumline? Was that Nick Cannon did a drum line or something?
He had a bunch of sequels to that too, I think.
Okay, were there more sequels to Drumline or more kids that Nick Cannon created?
Oh, way more kids. Fuck, he's up there like 13, 14 kids.
More power to him. No.
Right. I mean, I don't know. That's a whole different topic for a whole different show. All right. Why is it spinning in a circle? All right, there we go.
Speaking of another topic for another show, we will cover this on the Agree to Disagree show tomorrow. If you guys are out there, we'll be live at 3 o'clock Eastern time, probably like we have been for the past 2 years, roughly. We'll cover the story about the attack in New Orleans. But I mean, this impacted the sports world, Joe. Well, what do you make about what happened? You said another topic for another show, but this is combined global terrorism with sports. We have to talk about it. They delayed the damn Sugar Bowl by a day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they did. So, like, what?
Yeah, it was a wild story to wake up to. I mean, 3:15 this morning, the guy just, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but he was an Army vet. You see a video that he was real estate and 10 years in the Army for IT and something else. I mean, if you do the timeline, if he got in let's see, he was 42. I'm 48. So he probably graduated in 01. So we did 10 years. He was in from 01 to 2011-ish. There's a chance I could have ran into him in the wild at some point. I'd have to see what his discharges was. It makes me laugh because in my regular job, I work for the VA, and like I was glad the story broke on a weekend because like nobody's working. Because if it would have broke during a weekday, there'd been some jackass who would have tried pulling up his record or something. You know what I mean? Instant fucking security violation and shit.
Yeah. I've put on events. I've been a event promoter, booked large events and stuff, and security's always it's always a tricky thing. And sporting events have been targets since the beginning of time. I always play the game. If I were a bad guy, what would I do? I'm not going to go into detail, but I got lots of bad ideas.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's intuitive minds. I mean, you think backwards. You think, okay, if I was in this situation with this individual, how would I take him out? You know what I mean? I've thought of that before. I mean, it's and then you see shows like 24 and all those fantasy shows where there is stuff like that done, and you'd have to. I mean, you can't if you were to do something like that, any kind of act like that. I mean, if you were to take out a dignitary or something or whatnot, you'd have to be a lone wolf, and that requires a lot of just kind of luck sometimes too. I mean, a lot of nerves of steel type shit, because it's like, if it's hard to do an activity if you know you're going to get caught. The result is probably a death sentence or life in prison, something like that. So it's not like, in my opinion, at least, I mean, unless people are on a collision course with death, unless you're willing to do a suicide mission, it's not easy to do stuff like that on a mental level. You kind of have to be indocted. I think that's what happened here. I think this kid was indoctrinated with a lot of stuff is what I read, what I heard. It's probably gonna take a couple days before they fucking all piece it together. I'm sure we'll have a biopic or whatever on the news and shit like that. But I mean, it looks like he was just a regular dude and got indoctrinated probably by some online shit. Who knows? And recruited. I mean, the people who worked with him. I mean, this isn't an activity you can do by yourself. I mean, I'd have to see if. I mean, it could all be theater too in terms of like what was strapped to his chest, all the IDs. That could have been bullshit. I mean, I don't know if that was actually explosives or not. So I mean, that depends a lot on that. I mean, you can rent. There was this Turo app they said, which is how you can rent cars, and I guess that's what was used to rent that truck. The whole thing about it passing over the border a couple days ago. I mean, yeah, it's just because it was a rental truck, and that's what rental trucks do when you're in Houston, Texas, right by Mexico. But yeah, as far as like what's going to happen in terms of, I mean, it's I don't know, it's going to be interesting because I mean, you got the dynamic of the new guy coming in too. So I mean, you have to coordinate, agencies and shit like that. So I mean, hopefully they, there's not too much or minimal political grandstanding. They can get justice and figure out how to root out stupid shit like this and roll ahead with it. I mean, you got the Super Bowl coming up there too, so we'll see. I mean, when they create a barrier like that around an event, I mean, you've played security. I mean, you push that barrier out, that just kind of, people can't drive, but everybody has to get dropped off fucking quarter mile away, or I mean, that creates more soft targets because there's fucking unintentional lines out there. So I don't know. We'll see.
It creates more soft targets. Yeah, you're right. We're getting ready to start the third quarter here. Ohio State leads 34, not to 0, 34-8, unfortunately, as Oregon got a last-second fourth down touchdown and a 2-point conversion to stay too close in this game for my comfort. But, yeah, it was just a strange day today, waking up to that right there at the Sugar Bowl, and they've postponed the Sugar Bowl. And then you also saw a Tesla truck explode outside of a Trump property. And you're going, oh, okay. So all the sleeper cells that they imported over the last few years, they're strategically placed, and they were told just start in 2025. And now everyone's just going stupid in 2025. Is that really where we're at? I don't know, but I'd say half a day in. That's my guess. I don't know. But we'll cover that on the Agree to Disagree show a lot tomorrow. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll cover. Though, I mean, I would anticipate the intelligence community, military intelligence, et cetera, they're going to be locking down on stuff they've been watching, kind of thing. I mean, we'll see. It's I mean, there's so much unknown. I mean, we know the guy had ISIS flag. We know his background, but we don't know motives, accomplices. Much beyond what he did. I mean, they still haven't told us what kind of gun he was using. I'm sure there's still a lot of video to go through. A lot of this stuff concerned me with how the law enforcement treated the people there. I mean, I heard people were locked in bars for an hour and a half with being told nothing, being, bullied around, telling them to go here, go there, that kind of stuff. So that concerns me. So I don't know. We'll see the end of it. After a while, there'll probably be a commission, I'm sure. This kind of reminds me of, remember Fort Hood in 2009? Quite similar to Fort Hood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember Fort Hood. And then there was something out in the desert in California where the iPhones were locked. There was another. Yeah, I don't know. Cyclical. You don't see a lot of this stuff, and then you do.
Right.
Very interesting. Feels very orchestrated, very coordinated. But yeah, definitely, whenever there's something weird like this, there's a 72-hour rule. Nobody knows anything. Be careful what we share. We were hearing a story that may or may not be accurate. Like, let's just, to everybody out there, just be discerning in the information that you grab. Ooh. Okay, Oregon ball. Starting off at their own 25-yard line, down 8-34 here. Buckeyes. Great defensive play. Gain of maybe 1 on that one. So what did you get? You got a cigar at the store?
Yeah, just get some White Owls to smoke with the weed here. There we go. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, have you ever thought about getting like your own pre-roll? Like,
I get pre-rolls for the weed.
No, but I mean like tobacco, cigar. Like, there has to be a way that they could come pre-moistened where you could kind of build them from scratch instead of emptying a pre-built one.
Oh, I know. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. I buy cones, like the raw paper cones, or I just buy pre-rolls myself. I just smoke these. These are just regular cigars. I just smoke them. Sawyer again, dude.
Sawyer down to the 12-yard line. Buckeye defense really making sure that Oregon is not going to get back into this game. 3rd down. What was that, a loss of 5? 10.
12. 3rd and 22.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the position you want to be in, 3rd and 22. Good job, Buckeyes defense. Let's see if they can force a punt here.
See if this is in or out or what. You have to replay that. Did he get one in?
You're ahead of me by 10. Oh, he's running around.
Oh, this is really close. We just see his replay. Oh, they called it incomplete. Okay. No, wait, did they call that incomplete? I don't know. Oh, that was a catch, but it's 4th down now. 4th and 1. This is a ballsy call from Oregon here. They're going for everything.
They're going for it again?
Yep. Just got it. He just got it. Fuck. He moved it forward. Ballsy call there by Oregon. They're going for everything here. Shooting for the fucking moon. Good call, though. Good call.
All right. How many seconds ahead are you? 20?
All right, let me see here. I got
Second effort. Looks like they might have got that.
Yeah, they gave it to him. Oh, excuse me.
I think when we're 6 seconds apart, we make it work. But when it's 20 seconds apart,
Yeah, I'll just wait till the play develops and comment when you're hollering at it.
Oh, okay.
This is definitely. I mean, that when you said about momentum though. I mean, Oregon. I mean, they don't have a chance in hell, but they definitely got the momentum. They're going to make it game come hell or high water.
10 out of the shotgun, drop back at his own 25. Pass complete to the 40, 45, first down, 50, toss to the 45 of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yeah, you can feel a shift here. Such a difference between forcing them to punt and not.
Well, maybe they could pad Jeremiah Smith stats on the next drive here.
Mm.
I'd like to see him get like 300 yards.
Another completion to the sideline from Oregon there. Gain of 6 or 7 maybe?
5, second 5.
That duck that they have on their right sleeve on the jersey, that's a strange duck right there. That looks really like Daffy Duck.
It does kind of. It's like if you look at it close, it does look like the mascot, but yeah, it has a Daffy influence to it for sure. Now we got 3rd down.
Handoff. Really stuffed up. Not much doing there. Maybe a yard on the play. 3rd down again. I think Oregon is going to go for it every single time they have.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if they went for it on 4th and 1 on their own 34, they're going to go for it every single time here. So we got 3rd and 5.
So one of these will have to backfire soon enough. It's just a loss of probability.
Well, I mean, it feels like Oregon's going to score here, but I mean, if we score when we come back,
Out of the shotgun. 3rd and 5. That midfield. Looking. Throws complete to the 28-yard line of Ohio State. Oregon marching, coming out strong in the second half, unfortunately for the Buckeyes.
We need a turnover here.
Ooh, that ball was moving on the replay. That moved around quite a bit. All right, 1st and 10. Oregon marching, Ohio State 28-yard line, trailing 8-34. Out of the shotgun, fakes the handoff, looks deep, rolls left, being chased, dumps it to the 10, 5, down to the 3-yard line. Oregon is in business.
And number 3 for Oregon, that tight end, Ferguson, that guy's a hog. That's a big dude. I guess he has fucking measurements.
Look at him on that play. He gets knocked on his ass. He rolls and he gets up and gets in position to make that play. Damn near a touchdown. He got knocked on his ass on that same play. That's effort right there. That's coaching.
Terrence Ferguson.
Yeah.
6'5", 225. Fucking hell, that's a big boy.
Yeah.
1st and goal. Second goal.
Stopped. Maybe gets a yard, setting up 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2, 2nd and goal.
Second goal. It's goal to go from here.
I mean, from the 1 or from the 2 or
Yeah. Looks like the 2 maybe. Let's see from the side angle. Yeah, it's definitely from the 2. All right.
I mean, this drive has taken 6 minutes off the clock already.
All right.
Oregon trying to keep the momentum that they started at the end of the first half. Single backfield. 3 receivers out to the right. Whistles blow. Flags tossed. What happened here? Timeout from Oregon. They're going to think this one through. Wait, was it delay a game or a timeout?
They called timeout. They give him the timeout.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. What other games do we have coming up here? Let's look at the rest of the tournament.
We got Notre Dame, Georgia tomorrow. And then after that, it'll be what? Penn State versus Texas, and then
Here,
winner of this game plays Texas. The winner of this game plays Texas, and then the Penn State will play the winner of tomorrow's game.
Yeah. So, what do you make of Texas? What kind of team are they? What did you learn in the Arizona State game?
We'll throttle Texas. I am not worried one bit about Texas. Oregon was theoretically our toughest opponent left, and we're killing them. So I am not worried about Texas.
What about Texas seems so beatable for you?
I mean, they were 13-point favorites over Arizona State, and they just completely imploded there at the end. I mean, it's their offense isn't as firepower-ish as a lot of people think. Their defense really wasn't stopping the running game. I mean, pretty good matchup, I would say, for us. I mean, if we go in, we're probably 10-point favorites, I would estimate.
Penn State beat Boise State 31-14. Gianti was stopped. He still had one of the top, what was it, the 4th best rushing performance in college football history for the year.
Yeah, I'm not as high as Gianti is on some people are. I don't know. It's I don't really have a comparison for the guy, but I mean, the big games, he just really has impressed me with what I've seen. So I don't know. That small conference numbers boost, we'll see. He'll probably still be in the first round. I don't think he goes top 10, probably 15 to 20, something like that.
Now, Penn State has Drew Aller. He's from Medina.
I like Aller. I think Aller still might come back. If he comes out, I mean, it depends how far they go to. He could be a 2nd or 3rd rounder.
Could he play in the AFC North with the Browns?
I mean, he's got that build. He's 6'5", 240. He's very Big Ben-like. But, I mean, he's a little inconsistent so far, but he can still grow. We'll see. I wouldn't be hating if they drafted Drew Aller.
And your guess on Notre Dame, Georgia?
Yeah, I don't really know because both of them teams kind of suck, but I'm probably Notre Dame's because I don't really know how good the Georgia quarterback is, Stockton.
Yeah, Indiana made it into the playoffs. They got beat by Notre Dame. Do you think Indiana was a lucky addition, or do you think they earned it from a really strong regular season?
I mean, they had the record, so just put them in there. I mean, it's kind of wild how many Big Ten teams were in the tournament. I mean, we had 3 or 4. It's kind of in Notre Dame, so it's like, geez, there's a lot of teams.
Exactly. Yeah, Tennessee got throttled. Remember that score was 42-17. So I mean, it's shaping up to be a potentially similar outcome.
Yeah, this score will probably be like 50-17, something like that. Quite similar score here.
Well, like I said, I'd be happy if we were up 23 the whole game. I mean, am I pretty close to that right now? I'd say I'm pretty close to that right now.
Keep them 3-4 scores away, and we got the ball. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm cool with 3.5 scores. All right, here we go. 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Oregon lines up. Got a weird camera angle here from the reverse one instead of from the sideline. It's a handoff up the middle. Bangs. Hit.
He's in.
That's a touchdown for Oregon. 14-34. Are they going for 2?
They go for 1. He's singled for it. So 15 if he gets it.
There's a nerds department up in the sky that knows. They pull out their Denny sheet.
All right.
And they'll tell you.
I mean, the beauty of this, though, I mean, like it shows right there in the things. This drive took 6 minutes and 5 seconds. I mean, if we come back with a similar drive, I mean, we just need to. I mean, obviously put points on the board, but I won't be pissed off if they came back with some kind of, bunch of running plays like that. I mean, but if they want to go downfield in the first play to Smith, I'm not gonna hate there.
Yeah, exactly. Let me pull up the game cast again. We'll just get right back to this. Yeah, so far, Will Howard, 11 of 18 for 269 and 3 touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel, 20 of 28, 209 and a touchdown. Yeah, not a lot of rushing from Oregon. 7 carries for 14 yards. Their leading rusher. Not a lot. This is a passing game, with the exception of Travion Henderson's 66-yarder for the touchdown.
Yeah, you take out that play. Fuck, do they even have much rushing yards on either side? Probably less than 75 yards for both teams. Ohio State's still 97.2% chance to win this game. So, you got what? Oregon's 19 points down, so that's at least 3 scores.
It's got Quinshawn Judkins with 43 yards on 9 carries, 4.8 average. Jeremiah Smith with 1 reception. I'm sorry, 1 rush for 5 yards, and Will Howard 3 of 3. Factoring in sacks too, right? Sacks are counted. That's how that works.
I do believe they count that as like negative yards or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a weird stat. I mean, I get it, but by the way, back to Cleveland for a second. You hear about this talk of Myles Garrett. Should we trade him since we're doing a reboot, or are we going to build around him? I mean, he's pot committed on Cleveland. He's a part owner of the Cavaliers. What a great time to be an owner of the Cavaliers, by the way. Not sure if you have thoughts on the Cavs. I'd love to hear it. But that being said, what about Myles Garrett? What do you make of that?
I think that's why they're gonna take some shit seriously. When I said that read the room comment earlier, you can't be oblivious as an owner, as a GM, as a whatever to the the fan base and the rumblings. You know what I mean? And because if Myles Garrett's to the point where he's saying it,
oh yeah,
and other players are saying it too, supposedly. I mean, they got to take this seriously and get the best, go all in basically for next year. Get that quarterback, start Ward from day one, revamp the offensive line, but reassure it. See if Bitonio is going to come back. If not, sign 2-3 guys, draft a guy. Same thing with the defensive line. Get another cornerback. Take everything to where you would say, okay, this is our year, because there's talent there. There's talent there. That defense has some players. It has some hitters. Myles Garrett's arguably the best defensive player in the league, one of the best edge players in the league. Same thing with Hines or Ward. We got there, Denzel Ward, one of the best cover corners in the league. We got some serious talent on defense. One or two good players, 3 players put it together, be perfect. Same thing on offense. There's some talent there. Judy has some talent. Ford has some talent. You get a running back. It's proven. If you get somebody like the guy we were just talking about from Arizona State or something like that, short up, we can make that happen. The NFL is weak. This is a weak league. It very is. I do not want to trade Myles Garrett. No, yeah, we're gonna try our best this year. We do another 13-4 season. We don't have it in us. Most of the fan base is fucking archaic. Nobody under 30 likes the Browns. They gotta fucking acknowledge it. They do. And it's not the time to fucking half-ass shit, especially when you want a new dome, you want all this other crap. You just can't do it. I think they're gonna take what Garrett and the fan base says seriously, and they think they're gonna really, do what they should have done last year and that's why I think Barry's going to be gone. They're going to bring a football guy in here. What Mike Holmgren should have been, that kind of thing.
You think who's going to be gone? Like Mike
I think Barry's definitely going to be gone, and they're going to bring in somebody like what Mike Holmgren should have been.
I hope you're right. I would not guess that that's how it's going to play out. I haven't seen any indication that they can read the room. I don't see it. Maybe that is going to be how it happens. I fear that Jimmy's going to try to run it back. The thing I begged him to do with Baker Mayfield, run it back. What's Baker Mayfield's signature wins? Well, look, he retired Ben Roethlisberger in hostile territory without the head coach. He had to coach. He was the on-field coach. Yeah, they had an interim coach, whatever, but Baker had to do that. I wanted him to run it back one more year. I do not want Jimmy Haslam to run it back with Dee Podesta, because it starts and stops with Dee Podesta.
I think Dee Podesta, like I said earlier, I think out of that triangle, I think Dee Podesta is I think he's 100% gone. I think no matter what, if one of the 3 goes or all 3 goes, I think at least Dee Podesta is out of here. You gotta acknowledge that at least. You would think, I don't know. Like we said, it's Jimmy Haslam, but it's proven time and time again, this fucking whatever that Dee Podesta is doing just doesn't work, and we're done with it. And we need to move on.
Man, I hope that's true. Henderson up the middle, gain of 3. Yeah, I feel the pressure now with the Buckeyes. They got to get the sticks moving. I don't want to see a 3 and out.
All right, and then the punter or something. Let's see a nice bomb here. They're in the gun, so let's see what we do here. They're getting conservative, man.
Jerry Jeudy and Amari Cooper, huh? We watched Amari set records, then just kind of ran him out the door to Buffalo. All right, out of the shotgun, 2nd and 7. Man in motion, fakes the handoff. Pass high. Man, did the receiver get hurt there? Is that Ibuka? That was really just aiming at the Achilles and crippling him on a tall catch. Set up 3rd and 3. This is I feel the pressure here.
This is an important down here. This is an important down. You got 5 wide and Howard's on the gun.
And you can hear how loud it's getting out there, even though it looks like a sea of red.
And yikes.
Uh-oh. How far ahead are you again still?
Damn, these Oregon cheerleaders are not too bad looking. That was a good fun half second. It's 4th and 3 now.
Out of the shotgun, looking, rolling, throwing.
What was that call, dude?
That was the quickest shot I've ever seen, by the way. Whoever was in the control panel that gave that.
Right, for the cheerleaders, it's like half a second. All right, here we go. The punt. See if he fumbles it. Nope, got it. All right, there's your 3 and out. Let's see what's up with Oregon coming back. Hopefully this isn't a tale of 2 halves. Man, I mean, if you fucking lose a 34-point game, fucking their day is gone. But I mean, it's kind of. I mean, if you're being realistic as an Ohio State fan, 2 more scores would seal it. I think you get up to 50. If you get to 50, it's over.
34-15 with 7:21 left in the 3rd quarter. Buckeyes clinging to a lead over the Oregon Ducks.
We did a turnover here. We did like interception, something like that.
What's that jersey behind you? That Falcons jersey.
It's Michael Penix Jr., but I got it done different as Penis Jr. because I'm a goofball.
Let's. What are some of the best NFL names for being a goofball and telling corny jokes? We had Ben Gay, right?
Rest in peace, Ben Gay. Right? It was tragic.
What happened to him? When was that? I remember like a year ago, maybe.
Yeah, I want to say it was like an accident. I gotta remember now because fuck. Hold on, Ben Gay. Let's see.
Yeah, that was an epic name on a Cleveland. Michael Jackson played on the Cleveland Browns.
Remember he changed his name to like Dyson and he came back to Jackson?
Michael Dyson. Yeah, bro. I think the one that changes his names to like stay in hotels on tour. It's the singer, not you.
July
he had that touchdown pass against the 49ers on Monday Night Football back when that was a big deal, right?
That was a banger.
That was a big play.
Yeah, it was the gay died in a traffic collision July 29th, 2024 at the age of 44. It's horrible. I've seen people, not seen people, but I've had friends that died in car accidents. This is one of my fucking phobias. The way to go is a car accident. I always hate that shit, man. It'd be a horrible way to go because it's so unexpected and nothing's ever planned. You know what I mean? Ugh. I guess there's no good way to die, especially when you're young, but fucking.
We'll talk about the Buckeyes. Dwayne Haskins died in a traffic incident. He was up all night the night before, out, and then he was walking on a freeway and got hit by a dump truck or something. You're like, what?
Yeah, fucking crazy. I had a friend's dad that happened to. I can't remember exactly, but it was on a freeway. Running in 71, they tried to cross the freeway and boom.
I feel like if you're going to try to cross a freeway, you'd want to be real careful about it.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to do if there's any cars out there. I don't even like when break down the freeway and the cars coming by. Fuck.
No, you have to get out of your vehicle and get away. It's just, somebody veers over. They're checking a text message. It's like my dad used to tell me about people in motorcycles because he used to ride and he gave it up. But he's like, I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about them not seeing me.
Right.
He's like, I can anticipate what would this traffic pattern look like if nobody knew I was here. He goes, but there's so many unexpecteds from how they drive and how distracted they are. And talking about collisions and crashes, bad ways to die. Like, yeah, the drummer with my band, he died in a motorcycle crash on the PCH highway up by Malibu. You know, just he borrowed his buddy's bike and wasn't as familiar with it, and there was a crash, and it was over like that. You know, he didn't suffer, but man, he went that quick. One bad decision from a vehicle. All right, first down. Oregon fakes the run. Oh, ball is tipped, almost intercepted here.
Sawyer's having a fucking good game, brother. His stock is going up.
And possessed. Do you have a draft tracker? Like, do you have him ranked? Do we know?
I use Tankathon just because it's easy because I like watching the go up and down. He was like in the mid-second round grade, something like that.
Mid-second, okay. I mean, the Browns could use some linebackers.
Fucking the Sawyer streak continues, baby.
All right,
God damn, give this guy the fucking award.
Joe, can you pause your stream for?
Yeah. Let me try. All right, let me count to 10. 1, 2, 3.
Jack Sawyer pumping his fist brings up a huge third down with 7 minutes and 1 second left on the clock. Here's the replay. Yeah, pocket collapses, pushes from the right end, follows through to make that tackle. Good job. Buckeyes defense really important.
Bringing the heat, man. Bringing the fucking cheese on this. I love it.
3rd and 17. Out of the shotgun, 5 receiver formation. Looking at the sidelines. Gabriel goes back from the shotgun, surveying the field, man in motion. Gets the ball, drops back. There's pressure in, escapes, rolling, hit, down.
Boom, another
yard line.
Fuck. Back-to-back 6.
How synced up are we now? Are we close?
I got 554, 552.
6:10.
Oh Jesus! I tried stopping it. It won't let me pause on YouTube TV, so we're just gonna have to roll with it.
Okay.
I'll let you talk about it, and then usually by the time you start talking about it, I'm on the replay. So
no, I know. Let's do it this way. You do the when it hits first, call it out, and then give me a second to react to it live, knowing what just happened.
All right, I got you.
There's color commentary and play-by-play. Hey, what about Jimmy Donovan passing away? That was a Brown.
Yeah, I kind of figured once he stopped doing the games, it was probably not too long after that.
And then they gave him the Ring of Honor really quick, which was fantastic that him and Chubb got to experience that. And
right.
Yeah, Jimmy Donovan, man, he's been a legend since the Browns came back in '99.
Yeah, Booth has been cursed if you think about it. Think back to Nev Chandler, then fucking Casey Coleman, now Jimmy D. All those guys died before they were like, 70 or some shit.
What was it? What'd you say? Nev Chandler, Casey Coleman?
Yeah, Casey Coleman did it for him.
Nev Chandler was ABC?
No, Nev. This is all the Browns radio play-by-play guys. It was Nev Chandler.
No, but they were also.
Oh yeah, they were. Casey Coleman, I think, was Channel 8. He was Fox, I believe.
Casey was 8. Nev Chandler was.
Nev was ABC. It was Channel 5.
Okay, I thought Nev Chandler because they did like a high school football roundup on Friday nights, and there was one play. God, who were we playing? We were playing. Off the top of I can't remember the team, but I remember the play. I played right defensive end. Ball was snapped. I hit, and I saw the ball bounce, and it ended up right in between my feet. And I'm engaged with this tackle, and there's people moving around, but I see the ball right below me. I jump up, splay my legs open, and fall straight to the ground to grab the ball. I just jumped and fell. And I remember that was the play that Nev Chandler used to say, oh, and then the fumble recovery here by Brian Engelman on the Brunswick Blue Devils, blah, blah, blah. They went on to win the game 42 to whatever. Yeah. I was like, Nev Chandler said my name. That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, these legends, man. It's the voice of our childhood. You ever hear that Macklemore song about the Seattle Mariners?
I've not.
Do you have a tab open on your YouTube where you could pull up Macklemore baseball?
Macklemore. Hold on.
Then maybe just press mute for a second, take a listen. But it's cool because I don't want to tell you too much about it, but it's the sound of your childhood and watching sports with your family, and you're reliving these moments. And then like they play a clip or two of the Mariners as they're going deep in their playoff run, and it's a cool song.
I'll take a listen at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we at?
Yeah, these are the voices of our childhood, is what I was getting at.
Oh yeah.
Sports. Oh, how about Tom Hamilton getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame now?
I always liked Tammy. I like Herb Score too. I like Tammy and Herb Score. It was, good group. Yeah, I've liked. I've grown up with all them radio guys. I mean, the guys in Cleveland, you never leave. I mean, Fuck, Grossi's still doing things. He's been doing it since the 80s. Fucking Rizzo's in there still. He's been doing it since the 80s. And, it's crazy out there. I got a lot of connections to most of those guys. I haven't had on Rizzo or Grossi, but I've had on G. Bush. If you know Garrett Bush, I've had him on. I've had on Ken Carmen. Ken Carmen recognized me at the Browns game one day. I was walking by. He's like, Joe Varell. And I had no clue who was saying anything. This is like probably a month after I had him on the show. And then later on Facebook, he wrote, that was me who yelled at you at the game. I was like, oh, okay.
Awesome.
One game was great because the one game I had, it was they had Ken Carmen and Aditi Kabbalah were both doing commentary, and I had both those guys on the show, so it was kind of fun.
Ah, that's nice. Yeah, I a couple weeks ago I had John Telich on. He was one of our
nice.
13 years ago, he was one of our first guests.
Nice. Yeah,
I think we even talked about Colt McCoy back when we drafted him, however many years ago that was.
Nice. The one guy I had on Galletti, and he wasn't doing anything for a while. That interview got a lot of views. I got like a good 1,500 views in that interview. And for some reason, that interview has a nice pay rate too. Like my CPM, that clicks per mil, like how much you get per 1,000 views, like $15 per 1,000 views in the interview. I wish a lot more people watch that.
What platform are you saying?
On YouTube. I'm only on YouTube. I don't do any other things.
Oh, they let you stay monetized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been monetized for about 2 years now. It'll be 3 years in July, I believe.
By the way, the Buckeyes have really tightened up. They're doing these bubble screens. They're supposed to throw deep. They're doing the same shit that they did against Michigan. 3rd and 8. They're showing blitz. Howard complete. Jeremiah Smith first down.
Good player, right? It's a good catch.
44-yard line. That is exactly what the Buckeyes needed. Yeah, we were monetized for a while, but we do a lot of political shows. And
okay.
It was right around the time that we had John McAfee on. I don't know if you know the most interesting man.
Oh, yeah. I remember. It was a crazy story.
I've met him in person. He's been on. I've talked with him multiple times, and they did not like that story. Oh yeah, you're up, and you're trying to keep it to yourself. You just gave a fist bump. What happened?
Great fucking play. Wait till you see this bit.
Okay, here we go. But anyway, we got demonetized shortly after that.
Hey, I've done
Howard throwing deep, complete to Smith at the 24-yard line. Buckeye first down. Buckeye
187 yards for Smith, brother. Fuck yes.
Just throw the ball to our NFL receivers downfield. No more fucking screens. And I get it. Maybe you throw a screen to open it up for the next one. Fine. But I don't want to see many of these screens.
Yeah, the only political stuff, I've had some libertarian guys on. I had on Spike Cohen. I had on
Spike's a good voice. I like Spike being in the fight. He has a lot of interesting takes that need to be said. I like.
He has a lot of rage. I like that.
I met him at the Libertarian Convention in DC this year.
Okay. I had on Larry Sharp.
I like
Larry Sharp's good. Larry Sharp's good. He's one of the few guys. And I had on both the guys in the last election, Mike Tremont and the Chase Oliver. They were serviceable, but man, Larry Sharp, his name is ironic because that guy is on the ball. There's not many people I consider at my level, with wit and intellect and stuff like that. That guy's right off the bat, man. Anything you guys say, he's got a good answer for it. It's an answer. It's well thought out. It makes sense. It's not just some fluff like, we got to do better, whatever. We want answers. This guy, and I really fuck with that. That guy was awesome. I really liked that.
Agreed. He was on stage with Clint Russell. I don't know if did you talk with Clint yet?
I have not yet.
Because he was on the stage with the Libertarians. He does a podcast with Luke Radowski. But yeah, Spike Cohen, all these guys, these libertarian superstars, they were all on stage debating at the same time at the convention. Trump was there. He came out, asked them for their vote. Bobby Kennedy came out. All right, first and goal from the Oregon 8-yard line. Sends a man in motion. It's a pitch out to the left. Henderson is going to jump and get in for the touchdown. Buckeyes did exactly what they needed to do.
Yes, sir.
This could not have continued the way that it was headed. 40-15 Buckeyes. How important was this, Joey?
No, we said they need to come back with the fucking time-consuming drive. They took, good 4 or 5 minutes off the clock there. It's exactly what they needed. One more drive like this, that's ball game, sir. That's ball game after that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got 26-point lead. They need 4 touchdowns. I mean, they could theoretically still get 4 touchdowns, but all we kind of need is 1 or 2 more stops, and that's ball game.
they're showing some Oregon fans there with arms crossed, and
right.
they kind of know. It's like, oh man, how are you going to stop a team when you're trailing by 25, make it 26 points? You know, you got a quarter and 2 minutes left. The fourth quarter plus 2 minutes, and you got to make up 25 points against that defense and this offense. Good luck. Good luck to anyone in the college football, honestly. Like, I don't know who is supposed to be the best team remaining. Let's take these two teams out of it, Joe. Who would you say the best team is in the conference, or in the playoff, rather?
The guys are left. Fuck.
Penn State, Texas.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, are we really all
right?
that?
I mean, these teams are so mid, dude. It's like, I mean,
they're mid. Yeah, Penn State, Notre Dame, Georgia. That's I guess
I don't see us losing to any of those teams. I don't. It's
we could at least say we like our chances, at least, you know.
Hey, I mean, it's who we play if we get Texas if we win this, right? Didn't we beat Texas earlier this year? Or did we play them? I don't even remember. But I mean, Texas is fucking very beatable. I mean, didn't we used to have Quinn Ewers?
Yeah, we did. No, we did not play Texas this year. Texas. No, we did not play them this year.
Oh, that's right. Texas is the SEC. I keep thinking they're in our division for some reason. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I mean, another ancillary benefit of these playoffs is that we can finally maybe get some, like Ohio State playing Alabama every year. You know what I mean? Teams like shit like that. You get the good out of conference games. But who knows? Because, like, I mean, if you're rewarded with the soft record, maybe we'll see more of the, scheduled the MAC schools and Division II schools, shit like that.
Well, that was the main debate that they had about Alabama, right? You're playing Our Mother Mary, Sisters of the Poor, or something like that. Like, you're playing a bunch of crumb bums from Middle Tennessee State Technical Institute or something. And it's like, who fucking cares? Like, Ohio State you got to play Michigan, you got to play Indiana, you got to play Oregon. I mean, you got really tough to Penn State. Like, that's who Ohio State had to battle with. And so, yeah, they got a couple of black eyes in the process. I'll tell you what, they're looking okay today, up 41-15 with 1:57 left in the third. Completion across the middle, dropped 2 yards short of the first down as Oregon is making another drive, heading out toward midfield. But yeah, I think Tom Hamilton going to the Hall of Fame is super huge for the Indians, for the Cleveland baseball franchise. I wish we would sign Trevor Bauer. I don't know if you have a strong opinion.
Hey, I love Bauer, man. Fuck. I mean, what's the hold up there? Bauer. I mean, I don't see him. I mean, if it's been 2 years now, so nobody's probably gonna do it. But I mean, I don't have any hope for this Cleveland team. I mean, they're never gonna be able to compete when it comes to spending with New York and some of them other teams, and it's easy. I just you've seen my post about Dolan. You know how I feel about what he's done to the city and the franchise and the tradition. Yeah, I have no use for the guy. I mean, as much as I hate Jimmy Haslam, I might probably hate Dolan even more just because for what he did to my beloved logo and name. So I mean, I don't know. It's is it fun to watch? Sure, but he's never gonna have the pockets. He's a cheap fucking loser. So I mean, we've wasted such good pitching and great coaches too. Stephen Vogt's a great coach. Tito was a great coach. I mean, great recruiting staff. I mean, they get some of these fucking gems. I think all them fucking awesome pitchers over the years, but they never resign them. I mean, guys going to New York, guys going to fucking LA. It just it's nerve wracking. I mean, it's just it's what it is in baseball. But until somebody else gets in here or does something, I mean, it's gonna be bullshit. It is what it is. It's you can't do shit like what he did and fucking expect people to not care. And they never acknowledge it. They'll blame the fans because they like when people aren't talking about how cheap the owner is when we're fighting about stupid shit. But they never should have done that. And I personally think it's. I mean, people laugh when I said it. That name and logo will be back at some point.
Same with the Redskins. Redskins is coming back.
Oh yeah, same thing's right. You can't do shit like that when it was offending nobody. Fuck out of here. If you're offended by logo, you're a fucking jackass. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Don't
a little louder for the people in the back.
Oh, this is a 5 minute. That's one of the only things in life I would be willing to fight for. Like take up arms. I'm not willing to take up arms for much, but if there was an opportunity to get that logo back, I could just do something. I would 100% do it. I ride or die with my chief. My chief is Chief Wahoo. Well, there's ever a rebellion or a revolution, and I'm in charge. I get called back up. That's our logo. You put it right up there. You put it on your Molly bag. By the way, that was Jack Sawyer putting his hands up, knocking the ball down on third down. On second down. Got a third down sack.
Oregon was forced to punt the ball away. All momentum has now shifted back to the Ohio State Buckeyes here in this game with Will Howard.
We're going to pound here. Just kill clock is the best of the mission here. Pound.
No, that's a nice run. That's
right. Isn't that a good run right there? Nice run.
First down run on first down. Well done.
Flag gonna play it. Let's see. Is that offside?
Oh,
Is that it looks like he's pointing towards Oregon. So let's see here.
Oh, well, I'll take that. But they've been Ryan Day does not look happy.
Holding offense.
Doggone it.
Oh, well. He's like, whatever, man. We're up 41-15. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, honestly, if there was a thought bubble above his head, you just narrated what he just did. He's, fuck it. Yeah. I don't know. Was that a penalty? Should they have called that? I don't see it. But how cool was it that Jose Ramirez re-signed with the Tribe?
Right. I like that.
Jose's fantastic. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson.
What was it? I was coming in. I was in work one day, and I was walking out of the building. I work at the federal building. I go to office once a week. And I was leaving. One security guard was saying something to me. I thought he was saying something about like, like my ID or whatever. And he's like, no, look over there, Jose Ramirez. And he was coming to the building because immigration's in our building, so he had to go to do something up there. It was funny. He just going through the security line just like a random guy.
Yeah, Hosey's got a specific look to Hosey.
The funniest story about the federal building, though, we were coming into work one day. It was about 2014. This is why I was still in the office every day. And Big Z had to go see immigration for something, and he thought he was going to get there before everybody. You know how it is. You get there early, get in and out, nobody recognizes you. But nobody was allowed. No civilians are allowed inside the building until after 8:00. So you had to wait on the bench. And this is back in the day when everybody was there. So there was a giant security line, right? 30, 40 people. There's fucking 7'3" Zadrunas Ilgauskas just sitting there looking at his phone. Everybody pointing at him. It's funny. I'm not pointing. Nobody was rude, I would say. But you know how it is. He got Z over there. People just go, yeah, what's up?
Bringing up Cavs basketball because it's such a great topic right now. I saw this question posed. I'm curious to get your thoughts. Who would win a 7-game series, the 2016 Cavs or this Cavaliers team?
Well, if you take out the Tristan Thompson factor, because he was on both. I mean,
a different version of Tristan, of course.
Very true. So I saw a video the other day that said Tristan Thompson is the worst player in the NBA right now. It made me laugh. But man, this team right now would be very close. It really would. I mean, this team would have to neutralize LeBron for sure. And we do play such a great defense. I mean, they probably put like a Coro and fucking, somebody, maybe a Wade on LeBron to just neutralize him. And then, you got Love would easily be taken care of by Mobley and Jarrett Allen, I think. There's no question there. So you're looking at Kyrie up against Garland probably. Yeah, it'd be close. It'd be really close. It'd probably go 7, I think. It'd probably go 7. I mean, we'd have to see the end result of this season before it's a completely answerable question. You know what I mean?
But it's interesting that we're giving them that much, that they've earned that much. We're not giving them anything. They're going out and earning it. They're on pace for 72 wins this year. Man, Evan Mobley having a nice glow up here.
Evan Mobley could be the most improved player of the year.
Mm-hmm. He's had a lot of potential, but he's really put it all together this year. How much of it was coaching or just them getting healthy? And
a lot of it was health. I mean, everybody's definitely healthy this year, but I mean, you got to acknowledge it. Had to be a lot of coaching with the rotation. These guys they're doing 30 minutes a guy and still just dominating. I mean, we're 10, 11 deep. I mean, they got some solid fucking white talent on the team too. I know it's neither here nor there, but you got 4 or 5 white dudes, American white dudes on the team. That's badass. And you got fucking, it's just spread out so. It reminds me of the old 4 Pistons, but on steroids a little bit. Like and it's so under the radar too. I've never seen I think it's because the Browns are just so bad and it's just so toxic that we're just not appreciating the Cavs. But I mean, this is like what team's been around 50 years almost. This is 55 years. I don't know exactly how long, but this might be the best season ever so far. I mean, keep crossing fingers, but my goodness, this is really fun.
Oh, absolutely. Mitchell, a legitimate MVP candidate, yeah. And by the way, the Cavaliers were founded in 1970 as an expansion team.
Yeah, so it's 20, 40, 55 years this year.
Wow. That's wild. When we were around in the 80s, 50 years before that was 1930.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. When you think of 1970, you're like, oh, that's just 1970. You go, no,
Well, I
that's
mean, our perception's going off because we're Gen X and shit like that. So if we were, 100, and the older you get, the more time flies. So like when you're a kid, the 70s and 80s last forever. But when you're older, the 2000s or 2010s, snap, it's gone in a second. Events that happened in 08, 09 feel like they happened yesterday, and that was 15 years ago.
Yeah. I have this simultaneous thing going on. I have the feeling that something from 20 years ago happened yesterday, and it happened a million years ago. It's both. It's like I could instantly go back and smell the place, or I could hear the sounds of the thing, or I knew what the temperature was. I could tell you the precipitation. Like I can go back, and then in the same event, I also can't even imagine that I was ever once there or participated in it. It just seems like an eternity ago. So I don't know what that's all about. By the way, Buckeyes go a quick 3 and out. That's no good. 14 minutes left on the clock here. Buckeyes leading considerably. But you don't like seeing that sack of Will Howard. You don't like seeing a 3 and out.
Well,
And by the way, Will Howard without his helmet does remind me of Trevor Bauer, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Like he's got that shit-eating grin kind of thing going on. They look like they could be cousins. Neither here nor there. But he definitely resembles. The punt out of the Buckeyes end zone, fair catch at the 49-yard line of Oregon, where they're going to take over 13:36 left in the fourth. Buckeyes lead 41-15 over Oregon. Oh, I still have that crawl at the bottom of the screen. I forgot about that. Let me take that crawl off. It says we'll be back after halftime. Sorry. We'll do this one. You're watching the Unhappy Hour Sports Show on the new American media. If you don't believe me, listen to this guy.
I'm Eric Metcalf, and you're watching.
I had Metcalf on. Metcalf's a nice guy. Metcalf's real fun.
All-time legend. I met him at that was me meeting him at an event in Los Angeles for Browns backers. What was it? Do you remember what game that was where we met Eric Metcalf in Los Angeles for the Browns backers by chance?
What game?
Yeah. I don't remember what game that was, but he was in town for Browns backers, and I got to meet him there. Yeah, Eric Metcalf, friggin' legend. Legendary. Remember all those Metcalf up the middle stupid plays?
Oh, yeah.
When he went to the Falcons, and he was like leading the league in receptions or something. You're like, would have just used him.
Yeah.
Use him the right way. All right, so you gave us our draft prognostication earlier. Give me a different one. Address a different need. Find another player and plug.
No, I mean, if you take, I don't personally want either of the Colorado guys.
Really, you don't think Travis Hunter is the real deal?
Travis Hunter has character issues with me. Now you remember the best corollary. Do you remember the shitty movie Draft Day? But when they were drafting Bo Callahan and they had the birthday party thing and nobody came to his birthday party, and they thought this was a major issue, and it turned out to be whatever. I mean, obviously we never got Draft Day Part 2 to see how these guys performed. But in a situation like that, when he's not as good as you think, this Travis Hunter. I mean, have you been following what his girlfriend and all that online? His character, the things he was doing, like he would pick up his girlfriend, drop her after the party, wait for her outside. Like, what is that, man? This is cuck type shit. I ain't got no time for this guy. And Shador just comes with his dad, and they all have baggage or prime. I don't want that in Cleveland, dude. Imagine Deion Sanders in Cleveland. Fuck you, no way. So you're looking. I mean, if we're looking at what we're doing, I'd love to take Cam Ward. If we're 1-3 picking, which we probably will be, I'm probably taking Cam Ward. If they don't go to Cam Ward, they trade down a little bit. I like that Mason Graham out of Michigan. The guy, I would like the idea of Miles, plugged with a nice guy in the middle, and the other two guys we got Hunter and the other guy we just drafted,
or Abdul Carter. They're saying he's
Abdul Carter and Mason Graham. Either one would be fine by me. I don't know if what's JOK comes back. I need that.
I don't know that JOK can come back. I don't know.
I know that really sucks.
I don't know that Nick Chubb can come back. I don't know that Denzel Ward can stay healthy. We know who these players are, and they start taking. You run the Carfax report on the vehicle, and you find out what kind of crashes it's been in. And I don't know what we're going to get out of Nick Chubb, especially after breaking his foot on top of the knee problem. I don't know. I mean, we do need a running back too, but I'm okay with trading back a little bit, but man, we need a quarterback. What if we pass on a guy that ends up being the guy? We can never.
Well, that's why I want to take Cam Ward.
I don't know.
I mean, if you're sitting there at 1 or 2, whatever, and Ward's in there, I mean, he's got the best drive, he's got the best reads, best scouting reports. He's the guy in the draft. I mean, if you overlook Shador, I just take him. I like the guy. I mean, you got to roll with it. You got to work. You know that whole workaround analogy. You got to work around Deshaun. You're not going to throw Deshaun out. Well, before Deshaun's hurt, so I don't think you're going to put him out there. But what the hell was that play? So I he's done. I mean, his motivation's shot, and he's tore his fucking thing. He might retire. Honestly, who knows? But I mean, the other positions you have been shown that you could replace later in the draft, free agency, shit like that. You know what I mean? I think the receivers we got with the guy who could throw the ball are probably okay enough. Maybe draft one in the 3rd or 4th, something like that. Sign one, maybe even. And the line, you just get a lineman. You could sign linemen. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, it's if you keep the guys they got, you got another. Garrett's probably gonna play till he's about 35. He's probably another 5 years out of Garrett. And but if you want to appease him, who knows? We'll see. But I think they're gonna go. They probably will go quarterback in the 1st round.
You almost have to when it's such a train wreck. We're paying so much. You can't really sign a good guy in free agency at quarterback position because they're too expensive. But you're hearing, what about Aaron Rodgers? Are they just going to cut him? Aaron will get what Aaron wants, and maybe he'd come in here and go, hey, I like Miles. I like some of these weapons. Judy's legit. Maybe we draft a dynamic running back, and I don't know. Maybe Kirk Cousins, if they have to. Everyone kind of expects the Falcons are going to cut him. I don't know if they're going to. They like what they have in Penix. Justin Fields, would he want to leave Pittsburgh? I guess, he was a little salty that they took his job away and gave it to Russ, but he's also in a stable situation. Will they re-sign him to a couple of years? Will he go to a place where he can play like Baker Mayfield did and try to earn, another chance to take the reins of a franchise? Yeah, the Deshaun Watson thing just sets us in such a weird spot. And it brings up the question, if the Browns go out and draft a quarterback, is it more likely that they're going to reach on that pick to make a quarterback and convince themselves that they should expend that capital on the quarterback just because that's the only thing that's going to buy the general manager and DePodesta and Stefanski 2 or 3 more years to, we're bringing him along. We're getting him caught up in the system. He's an improving quarterback. He shows promise. He's raw, but we're working with them, and he showed his great potential. Look at some of the. It's like that's the easy way to extend the regime a couple of years.
Right.
That worries me. By the way, that's a great sack from behind Ohio State.
Right, one eight from behind. Fucking just grab the jersey. Simple. I like it. Fuck with them. We got 4th down here. 3rd down. What is this?
Yeah, 4th down.
4th and 11. They're going for it.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of have.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is the ball game right here. I mean, not that it's not over already, being up by 26, but I mean, if we stop them here, then that's ball game.
Great. That's just a high energy sack. 4th and 11 if they bring up here at the Ohio State 36-yard line. 4th and 11. 11 minutes left in the 4th. Drops back, looks, throws complete, trying to get the 1st down. He cuts back, dives, and barely gets it. What a weird play. He knew where that line of scrimmage was, and he just stopped his run and dove for it. That was weird. But he over pursued. The defensive back has to do a better job closing than that. Took a bad angle, over pursued, keep the drive alive. 10 minutes 45 left in the game.
You just go cover man and fucking blitz every time. I think you could. Oh, I was almost blocked that shit. It was close.
By the way, I'm okay with. Oh yeah, that ball bouncing around, incomplete, going to 2nd and 10. I'm fine trading back as long as we don't end up with Trent Richardson and Justin Gilbert to show for it.
Hey. Well, that's the thing, man. It's like we trade back, and it's like, well, we got fucking the same jackasses drafting. You know what I mean? It's like we trade back, and then you remember the Mark Sanchez draft, that 09 draft, when we traded back like 100 times, we ended up like picking 28th. I mean, we got Alex Mack.
Was that Julio Jones?
Yeah, that was Julio Jones year.
All right, they're dropping back, pressure, running upfield. Whoa, what was that play?
Right, what was that jump?
They chucked it kind of like a lateral, and then he jumped straight up in the air, and he was lifted up out of bounds, almost like a figure skating move. Yeah, he tried to do a jump, but he just got pressed. That was a strange looking play all around. First and goal, doggone it. These 10 minutes can't happen fast enough. I keep saying the same thing about January 20th. These 3 weeks cannot happen fast enough. This is the longest 10 minutes, 15 seconds of my life. It's like we're so dominant, but it's just, I don't know. It's the burn. It's the pain of being a Cleveland fan. I've seen us invent brand new ways to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory before. So I'm always cautious. I remember the Buckeyes win over Miami for their first national championship of my lifetime. And just, remember how it played out, and you're waiting for a flag and you're just waiting, and the Buckeyes win. But you're like, hold on, is there a flag? Are we certain there's not a flag? You're not going to, are we sure? Can I actually celebrate this? It took me like 5 minutes for it to settle in. I just remember just sitting and, are we completely certain? I don't have it in me to have blue balls in celebrating a fake championship. I can't do it. So I'll wait 5 minutes. When they get back from the commercial break, then I'll trust that we actually won the championship.
Right.
Over the commercial break, we discovered holding. We're going to replay that down. Boo!
Remember those beat-ups commercials they used to do? They'd be like, make it last longer, and they'd just be like, he just bobbled the ball, he was out of bounds. Like, what's going on? We're going overtime. Then the bar's like, yeah.
I do remember that. Those are good. You should be in like marketing and advertising. You have the same commercial eye that I have. I was raised on television.
I like selling products I'm 100% behind. Like I make edibles. And the edibles I make, the cookies, occasionally brownies, are some of the strongest you can make. I got down to a science. Take that, it's a craft, you know what I mean? So that part, I'll sell, but it's not 100% legal, to sell. So I can't advertise this. So that's not like a thing. And I'm never going to take that commercial because what I have to offer is like, if you go to the dispensary and get a cookie or brownie, that thing's probably been sent in a package. It was baked 2 weeks ago. I can do the fucking Krispy Kreme. You can come over. That shit's fresh out the oven. That shit's good. You know what I mean? And it's the price point's $5. I challenge anybody to get more fucked up for $5. It just doesn't exist. You know what I mean? So that's why when it comes to like advertising and selling this, so there's so many nuances to the corporate world that I just don't believe in personally. And I want to do what I want to do and exactly how I want to do it, like to that level, to that Charles Lindbergh level. They said Charles Lindbergh, when he was flying over the Atlantic Ocean, trimmed all the corners of his maps. So because he considered that was excess weight. I want that kind of nitpicking when I have control over what I do, my creative control. I don't want somebody telling me I can't swear. I don't want somebody telling me you can't talk about this. I got an opinion. I'm not going to provide those opinions and everything. Some things I just don't give a fuck about because if I know the second I talk about it, it's going to get toxic. But, foot comes the asshole, I'm going to talk the way I want to talk. So it's like when it comes to advertising, when it comes to promotions, shit like that. I mean, I'm never going to take a manscaping ad. I'm never going to take, it's a bullshit product. 90% of the shit out there is just bullshit. So like for me to I know it sounds weird because like some of the YouTube advertising revenue probably comes from bullshit things. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. People skip through the ads anyways. They didn't watch that shit. So it's like, but if I was to sit up here like, oh, now we're talking about these awesome plastic cups. The grade here is never going to be found anywhere else. I can tell anybody anything if I'm bullshitting them. I'm a great bullshitter. I'm a great manipulator. But when it comes to being authentic, which I try to pride myself as being the most authentic you can get. I mean, at the end of the day, there's always going to be some artificiality in whatever we do. But, if people turn into me because they like me, they like the authenticity, they like my participation, you're never going to find a better cheerleader. I'll be the only person in chat sometimes, talking to people. And so I like to convey that whole community feel like one go, we all go kind of thing. So when it comes to advertising and me, selling shit I don't believe in, it's probably not going to happen. Advertise my own stuff, sure, I'm my own greatest salesman, but like some bullshit, especially if it's a fucking ripoff or just scamming seniors, no way, dude, not happening. Not going to sell out her weight loss drugs and this and that. Buy these $100 clippers. No, you get a discount code for $30. No, the $70. Even though they're $15 clippers. Like, no way.
By the way, while we're talking, this is a 27-yard touchdown pass, Dylan Gabriel to Trayshawn Holden. And what was it? They missed the extra point, I believe.
They're going for 2.
Did they?
And they didn't get it. Okay. So they went for 2 and didn't get it.
So now it's 41-21. Buckeyes lead by 20 with 10 minutes left in the game. By the way, if you're only on YouTube, I would toss out there, maybe you might want to consider Rumble. Rumble's like YouTube before YouTube got taken over and ruined by Google.
I got a Rumble account. I followed a couple friends out of what's the word? Like, you know what, you're doing a favor kind of thing, but like, I don't, I've seen the payouts on Rumble, and it's not what I care to really do. And it's like, Rumble has that reputation, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, YouTube is, in the community I've built is just rock solid on YouTube. Like, if there's never any drama over my channel, and there's a reason for that, because I will bully the drama out of it. I mean, I've been online, and I was in AOL chat rooms in 1995. I mean, I got 30 years of online trolling in me. I'm a Tom Brady of trolling. There's nobody who can come into my chat and say anything to me. There's not one. There was a line from the movie "Thank You for Smoking" by Nick Naylor. He said, "If you argue wrong, or if you argue correctly, you never lose." That's the way I am. I mean, and you learn that from people. You know, Donald Trump's a great example. Sometimes you just don't have to answer the question. You don't feel like it, or you just change it and talk what you want to talk. I'm the master of transition, so that's why I don't. I totally forget what this tangent was going on, but I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna tell some jackass what I can say and what I can't say. And I foster. Oh, it was the Rumble thing. Yeah, so it's like the community I've built, and I've worked hard to build this YouTube community. I mean, during the lockdowns, we were on YouTube fucking every night, pretty much. Even now, I'm on YouTube pretty much every day. It's become a lifestyle. We have meetups. It's fucking all YouTube people. And if there was ever a drama coming over, I'd have 200-300 people come to bat for me if they needed it.
Buckeyes with a big run here out to the 35-yard line. They needed that, by the way.
Shake, watch this. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
That was important because you could feel the energy in the crowd shifting, and they messed up the punt return, giving them lousy field position like the 11. Okay. And this one gives them breathing room out to the 33, it looks like.
33, yeah. Okay, nice. Good play.
So, I mean, yeah, these are very competent running backs back here, and they just Judkins and Henderson, they're really nice 1-2 punch for sure.
I mean, you could argue that their skill position guys, I mean, both wide receivers, both running backs are top 10. I mean, fuck.
And of course, we're still trying to figure out where Will Howard goes.
Right. I mean, I posted in the Browns group, the Browns Buzz, the one I like a lot. So can we talk about drafting Will Howard and Jack Sawyer? And I think some people are just so jaded that anything you say, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this sucks." You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. How many years have you been in this group? At the Unhappy Hour. How long have you been there?
Let me see. Let me get on.
It's been a hot minute. You've been around.
It's been probably, I want to say 3, 4, 5 years-ish.
Yeah. I mean, we chop up every topic you could imagine. Anything quasi sports related. Every day we're chopping it up in these groups. I love it.
All right, let's see here. You have been group created March 3rd, 2015.
Look at this across midfield from the Buckeyes looks like what was that? Some kind of a draw counter from Henderson. It was like an end around to Henderson. Okay. Another Buckeye first down, chewing minutes off the clock as they dip under 8 minutes to go in this second round of the first ever college football playoffs. Buckeyes lead by 20, trying to run out this 7:54.
The probability to win is 99.9%. So it's
Warriors blew a 3-1 lead. Man, how bad was that though? That the Warriors blew that 3-1 lead and we loved it, and then the Indians went and blew a 3-1 lead to the Cubs.
Right,
why did that have to happen, man? Like, and we're never going to get a Cleveland Indians championship because Dolan killed the team. How rough?
It was death. It was. I could feel that happening too. Like
I know,
because I was like kind of hungover from the day before, and I usually for those big events, like for Game 7 of the thing, I went all out. Got a room downtown. Fucking bought a quarter ounce of weed. Got a fucking bottle of Crown. fucking case of beer. I went crazy all out. And then we went to the casino to watch the game. I was buying 12 beers at a time. It was fucking madness, bro. It went all crazy out. And then for that game, for game 7 of the Cubs series, I was fucking half hungover. I was just lying in bed watching it. I wasn't out at all. You could just feel it in the air. Once Bauer's hand got cut, it was over. It was over.
I mean, we fought through that. It was just we ran out. We were using Andrew Miller way too much. We were down. We were down Carrasco or so. We left our Cy Young Award winner off the roster in the playoffs. Something. I'm trying to remember exactly 2016, but yeah, you could just feel it slipping away. Luckily, the Buckeyes here.
I randomly won this at a fucking thing, an Andrew Miller bobblehead, which is funny.
Oh, nice. I got an autograph from him in Anaheim. Whoa, that one in and out of the Buckeye receiver's hands. Was that Henderson? That one could have been intercepted. Luckily was not. Good God. Setting up 4th and 9 now. 6:15 left in the fourth quarter. What yard line are we at? What are we doing here?
Oh, I'm behind you now. What the hell happened there?
I don't know, but I like it. How weird is that? I get to be the play-by-play. You get to go all color commentary.
Hey, what the heck?
I mean, all right.
Am I not live? No, it says live.
Yeah, I got 6:15, and it's 4th and 9.
Yeah, I got that too. Got the 25 seconds, 24, 23 on the clock there.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Oh, yeah, you're way ahead of me on that.
Buckeyes get the punt off.
Oh, yeah, I got to refresh.
It's going to go down. No. God, no. What the shit? Had a chance to down it at the 2-yard line. Totally screwed up that play. Now they're going to get it at the 20. God, that's a difference of 18 yards. Oh, that is
99.9% chance. It's beautiful.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
This game flied. Maybe just because we're high and shit, but this game fucking flew.
We're chopping it up. But this is, come on, like when we're watching games and there's nobody to talk to, it's like, okay, what do we do? Then we go into Twitter and we're like, okay.
Well, usually I go out for this. I was actually planning to go out for this. Me and a couple friends. I was trying to, but lately people have either been broke or the weather's been bad. A lot of people have been sick. So like for this one, nobody wanted to go out. So when I saw you posted on the group, I was like, yeah, I'll do it with you because
heck yeah.
Because my friends are all Browns fans, all Cavs fans, but the college thing, they're kind of wishy-washy on it. And I mean, because we're not like all diehard Ohio State fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm living in Louisville now. I've lived out in Los Angeles for a while, and allegiances they're an interesting bedfellow. They make for an interesting. I've seen a lot of people stray on their fandom. So some people give me grief that I cheer for Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. I'm like, why? We drafted him. I liked him. I thought he should have still been our quarterback. And my God.
Well, my whole take on the Baker thing ultimately is
like. The point being, I'll root for other teams, but I always go back to my favorite teams are the Indians, Cavs, Browns, and Buckeyes. That's what I really give the most shits about. And then I pick some other teams along the way. But what were you gonna say?
My whole thing on the Baker thing is I'm just burnt out on it. I mean, people talk about it so goddamn much all the fucking time. Every time he has a game, it's like he played the Panthers. Of course, he's gonna have 5 fucking touchdowns. The Panthers suck. If Jameis Winston played the Panthers, he probably had 5 touchdowns too. So it's like, whatever. Let's talk about Browns stuff. I'm not saying you in general. It's fine to talk about here, but like just in Browns groups, it's like, can we just focus? And some people are so obsessed with Baker, so obsessed. I'm not gonna say you're like completely one of them. Like you don't let it ruin your life. I know guys out there, Brian.
But it was a tough 2 years for me when the Browns held on to him so long he couldn't sign with the Falcons, the Colts, the Steelers. There were 9 teams that would have taken Baker Mayfield, but the Browns held him until after the draft when they all sorted out their free agency and their draft picks. They sorted out their whole QB room. When that was all done, they dump him on the worst team in the league for a 5th-round pick. Of course it sucks. He latches on on the Rams. He goes 98 yards with no timeouts to come from behind victory. And, he was been in that city for 36 hours or something, barely knew the playbook. But it was a long 2 years before I could be vindicated when I was just saying, no, he's a good quarterback. They're like, oh, he's going to be out of the league. He's not even going to be a backup. I'm like, you couldn't have been watching the Browns play if you think that's legitimate. But you're so right. No matter what happens, the Baker haters come out and go, oh, look, Baker lost. Now they're not even going to make the playoffs. Falcons are going to be in. Baker sucks. I told you he sucks. And then a week later, it's like, hey, look what Baker just did. He set career highs in this, and this with 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. It never ends, but it partially does.
I think the whole thing too is
Baker
that
haters keep going to try out of their way to try to say he's a bum, and it's like, no, I will never accept hearing that he's a bum.
Well, I think 5% on either side. I know this is a completely random and weird comparison, but imagine the abortion debate. All right, you got the 5% extremists on either side. That's the whole thing.
Let's bring up a less controversial topic than Baker. Let's move right to abortion.
Yeah, but it's like I'm just so done.
It might be less divisive. That's our question of the day. What's a more divisive issue, Baker Mayfield or abortion?
Drop in the fucking group. That's a great question. That's a great question, man.
But it is divisive. They're both very divisive. Anyway, what the point you were going to make? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'd say most people just don't want to talk about it.
Look at that one-handed catch from the Oregon player. Did you see this? Are they going to have to review the play? Oregon at the 35-yard line, 5:04 left to play, 2nd and 6. Oregon trails the Buckeyes by 20 points. Buckeyes 41-21. Yeah, that was a wild one-handed catch right there.
Hold on, I gotta get back. I'm going back and forth between when people text me on Facebook. All right, here they're showing it now.
It was cool because they had the referee camera, like the GoPro on the ref. Watch that one-handed catch from I think it was a running back. That was a great play from Oregon.
Do you remember talk about the GoPros? I love GoPros, but do you remember it just made me think of the old, what was that one league with like 1990? Not the USFL, but the one after that, like American World League of American Football, something like that. When they had the camera on the head, do you remember that? When the quarterback came with the helmet cam? Do you think we're going to get to a point? I think this would be kind of cool if you could get a really small GoPro and just like right where the logo is, just put a camera on every player's head, and you could, charge whatever per game and just switch different camera angles, whatever player you wanted to see,
Yeah, you're right. I would fully expect for that to be something we could see. Have you seen these new stadium or bars where you walk in and it's like you're sitting courtside, or like you're sitting? They have one in Houston, one in Los Angeles. I think Colin Cowherd went to a Rams game and he's like, "Oh my god!" And it's like this big half dome, and it's like a circled in, almost like the Sphere in Vegas.
Oh, like a virtual reality. I have not seen that. I have not.
What is the name of that? Yeah, but talk about cool ways to watch games. They're trying to figure out how to do the meta glasses for NBA courtside. Maybe you don't want to go drop $2,300 on a courtside seat, but you'd like the experience.
Right.
I think there's uses. Like you were saying earlier about AI, you got to find a way to monetize it and make it make sense.
Right, because something like that sounds cool, but what are they going to charge? You know what I mean? And how much? Because I read that for example, you talk about the Sphere. I read that they use 14K resolution or something so ridiculous, and there's only so many cameras in the world that could do it, and to even transfer that file. They said 17 minutes of footage takes 2 weeks to send over email on a standard connection, something like that, some ridiculously high bandwidth fucking thing. So that's why that's why the Sphere is kind of losing money, because there's only so many cameras in the world that can do it. It's just so cost prohibitive. So that's what makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's how a lot of technology. Okay, here is. Yeah, there. Let me show you this. Let me share this tab instead, real quick. Let me full screen. I think. That's a soccer version of it. But these are seats. You're sitting here almost like you're watching a movie.
But, so they just put on the virtual reality goggles and watch it. Okay.
But there's no goggles. It's just this is the
I see what you're saying. Okay, now I'm getting the view. I see what you're saying, because I can see where the screen ends over there.
Yeah, and there's probably a better version of that somewhere.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, I've seen a few of these, and it's really neat. I think the future of watching sports is going to continue to improve. But I don't like this. You need a new app for every team that you want to follow. I'm getting really tired of. We have everything on a cell phone. They're all trying to sell us a Toyota truck and Pepsi Cola. Figure out a way to make it make sense. Just let us connect to the game that we want to watch and put advertising on it and call it a day. I don't want to have 1,000 apps for $9.99 a month.
Or have these apps combined and make a super app so we could just, when we're watching the game, I can just go back to the channel like we used to. And, even if it's just for the games, sell some grand NFL package throughout the year that's $30 a month or whatever, so I can watch all the games as I would on one app. But, and if I wanted to, I could do it on the regular app. You know what I mean? Just not this fucking, I'm agreeing with you on that.
Valley Sports. And it's like, good luck finding. And it was so tough for me being on the West Coast trying to watch the Indians or trying to watch any games.
Yep.
They want a paywall for this. They wanted a season pass for that. Huh? Yeah. No, I mean, it is challenging. But
I don't even get Valley Sports. The Cavs games, they're so cheap to go to. I mean, fuck, they're still like, you can go to a game for $8 sometimes. It's kind of wild how good the team is and how just still and just relaxed the ticket prices are. They are not going up at all, pretty much. I just think there's not too much money in this area. People just burnt out on buying shit. It really is crazy.
Yeah, I've seen a glow up with Cleveland, though. A lot of people are talking really nice about Cleveland. The Superman movie is representing Cleveland really well.
And even in the city, you can still get some decently priced houses. I mean, you can get a house for under 100,000 in some spots in an area where it's not, it's not the safest, but it's not, completely bad. It's still got a semi good community, West Park, shit like that. So that's why Cleveland's gonna. I mean, when push comes to shove, people can, like you're talking about LA. Go out to LA and buy a house right now. What are you paying? $1 million? Who even knows? You can buy the same house in Cleveland for fucking, 130,000 or whatever. So it'll that part will, come to roost.
Yeah, I know the condo that I got rid of out there, and I know the little house that I'm in now, and I look at the difference, and it's astonishing. And plus, I don't have to share a wall with. I won't even tell you about the nightmares I had to live with out there. I lived in a condo building with 7 other families, and I was the president of my homeowners association with 216 units in 25 different buildings right in Los Angeles with all Section 8. Nuts.
Holy crap, that's crazy. Yeah, LA was we went to Beverly, it was a while ago. We went out there for the Rams Browns game last year. But like actually visiting LA, it was 03, I think.
Okay.
And the Beverly Hills was really nice. That was the only spot that was like super nice, but like Hollywood and everything else is like, this is a fucking ghetto.
Yeah.
It
smells like a urinal cake and it looks like a shitty punk band dive bar. Yeah, Hollywood has kind of been run through, that's for sure. But when I was working at that agency I was telling you about, we saw a screening of Thank You for Smoking. We went from 150 building to the 151 building or vice versa. And they were movies and TV and we were sports and music. And they did a screening because it was one of theirs. And I remember watching it out there. But yeah, Beverly Hills was nice. I got a little place as close as I could to there in the hood, just a few miles down the road, but I was on the wrong side of the tracks. That was for damn sure.
Right.
But
I got to travel, live different spots. With the service, usually I didn't really do too much on my own. I went to a couple places for work, but like when it comes to like I've always just lived in Cleveland if it wasn't a military thing, just because whatever. My parents are here, family's here, been here so many generations, and it's dwindling. There's not as many family. I guess it's not dwindling. There's still family here, but like some people leave Cleveland. If you get education, you get the money to go places. That's how kind of a lot of my family is. But Cleveland's Cleveland, so.
Yeah. I was going to go 3 different places right after that, and I forgot where I was going. I had a story lined up.
You talk about the place you bought in Beverly Hills closest to the hood, or it was in the hood closest to.
Yeah. Still can't remember where I was going. Anyway, I'll move on. But no, it was a good experience. I'm glad I did. And I used to love going to this place, Hollywood Billiards. And it was like 30,000 square feet, upstairs, downstairs, inside, outside. And the cool thing was it was all set up like this really big place with multiple bars all over. But they had like couches and areas where it's like almost like you're stepping into like living rooms and like you're going to watch the game. But it's like in LA, everybody's a transient. You can't keep pro sports teams there because you don't have people that are from there. It's just everyone from LA is from somewhere else. Obviously the Dodgers, I'm not saying that, but sort of. The fans are kind of wishy-washy unless you're gung-ho, but it was always cool going out there because if there was the Browns playing the Eagles, you just go to where this was and there'd be 100 people there wearing all those gang colors, the green and the brown. It was a nice place to connect with people from right next to you, honestly. A lot of Ohio people travel. A lot of
when I was down in Arizona for 10 months with the services like that, everybody's from somewhere else up here in the Midwest.
I remember where I was going with the story now was about the VA, because I remember going to the City Hall steps. We were protesting the homeless situation, and there's a VA that was gifted right by UCLA. And it was supposed to be helping vets, but nobody was helping vets with tiny homes and getting them up off of the streets and helping them clean up and get off drugs and get their lives back together. And part of what our complaint was is that this land was gifted to you to be a VA, and you've got, I don't know how many acres, but it's, I think a couple hundred acres. And my complaint was, hey, you have all of this space here. Why aren't you building tiny homes and giving all these veterans a place to stay until you can help them through the VA? Like, what are you doing? Like, you should forfeit this land and give it back if you're not going to use it for its purpose. And you should be building something on site that could help more veterans here. There's a lot of homeless people, a lot of people that need some assistance. So yeah, that was the thought that I had as you were mentioning traveling for the VA and you working there. We railed against that because like the VA, that they were also leasing some of their land out to like laundromats and goofy things. And it's like, no, this land is to help veterans. What are you doing? But, priorities of California. They don't care about homeless. They don't care about things the same. But
I know the story you're talking about. My one buddy who lives in God, where does he live? I always it's funny because do you remember that Saturday Night Live sketch, The Californians, when they always joke about the different roads they would take to go places and shit?
405. Yeah.
So it was a running joke every time I saw him. I would say he was from a different place, and I just can't remember where he was from now. But it was in because he's his mom is like, or his mother-in-law is like Hispanic. So it was like one of those areas close to Riverside, maybe somewhere in there. But I always joked to him about that.
By the way, saying a place in Southern California is kind of Hispanic is I'm going to need a little bit more info there, buddy. You're going to have to narrow it down just a little bit more for me. 127 left in this game. It's all but done here. Buckeyes rolling into the next round. This game did fly by. This was a lot of fun. I mean, yes, we're covering the game, and yes, we're not showing the game. We're not going to restream it because we don't want it to get taken down. But yeah, I mean, shit. This is what you do. You talk about the game, but when there's not as much to talk about during the game, you talk about all the other things.
Well, that's where I'm at with sports stuff. It's like, I mean, on my main channel, I don't really do it. I mean, I'll have guests up and stuff like that, but like, I don't, because if I start talking Browns, for example, there goes 60% of my audience. You know what I mean? Because I got a lot of UK people who don't give one fuck about NFL football. They just don't care.
Have you met Paul Brown from the UK? The Browns?
I have, yeah. He was at, we were in Cam's Corner. I can't remember what game it was, but he came over and Willie Brown was up there and he was up there. We went to a couple different bars.
Willie. Big
yeah.
Willie.
Willie's cool. I got to tell you a funny Willie story, and Willie's not watching, so I can tell a story. We were outside the bar there, and there was this broad, and she said something about her titties, and she's like, "My titties here," and then she's like, showed her titties right there outside the bar. Willie dives in, bro, tries like fucking suckle, and it was great. It was fucking lit, bro. It's fucking amazing.
Well, you go to the doctor, and they have that little triangle at the end of the stick, and they hit your knee. Some things are just reflexes. All right, I'll give him a little bit of slack. Like, it's not every day that happens, and when it does, it's usually a green light signal. So it's like I'll chalk that up to reflexive. No, but we ended up getting an extra ticket to the Browns at Bengals last game last season, and I'd been talking to Paul Brown on Facebook or Instagram for years, and he's like, "Oh, I'm coming in. I'm gonna be here." I'm like, "You got a ticket?" He's like, "Nope." I'm like, "You want to sit front row?" He's like, "What?" So yeah, I got to meet him. We hung out, and that was pretty cool. Just imagine your name being Paul Brown, the founder.
Hey, it's perfect.
That's just so. Unfortunately for him, he's got to endure what we have to endure through hereditary means. But anyway, it's It's pretty good. I know the point being the Browns fans are super loyal. The Browns backers, we travel. And yeah, we take over places. The Buckeyes here in Pasadena, that stadium, what would you say, 70% Buckeye fans?
Oh, I would say it's a good estimate. You think it's a home game sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to one for UCLA. No. Cal. Buckeyes at Cal. And it was probably 90% Buckeye fans. It was incredible.
And that's what the final looks like. The game ended. I didn't even realize it. Nice.
I know. There you go. Double zeros hit. There's your final score. 41-21. Buckeyes get the win. My goodness. Let's look at the bracket real quick with the update, because last week we won 42-17. This week, 41-21. Very similar performances, doubling up.
Dang, I mean, we called earlier in the thing. This seems very much like that Tennessee game showing up. Here we are.
Here we are, and I guess we're waiting on Notre Dame, Georgia, postponed today, and it will be played tomorrow.
So we got Texas coming up. What's the date on that? We got a date? What's it say there?
The 10th. That'll be the 10th.
The 10th.
So
okay.
we're the first right now. Where is my calendar?
All right, and man, it was a bit fun, buddy. I got to explode in the bathroom, so I'm gonna end my part here too. But man, it's been fun, Brian. Appreciate it.
This was fantastic, chat. Appreciate our time. Anytime you want me to jump on one of your things, I'd love to chop it up with you.
Every Friday, I either have a guest or I go live. So if there's a panel, you see a link, hop up, man. And it's a solid community. You hop up and talk, man. You'll get a good, at least on YouTube. I mean, I don't got nobody else. I mean, people might be on Rumble, they might follow you there, but I mean, you come up on a YouTube panel and you'll get a good 10, 15 subs just from the solid people who are, proverbial YouTube addicts, because that's all we do. So
yeah, tell people one more time on your way out where they follow your stuff.
Yeah, right here, Square Table Degenerates, just like it says, only on YouTube. Just go into Google, type in Square Table Degenerates, it'll pop right up, man. Give it a sub if you like it, for sure.
Appreciate you. Yes, there goes everybody. Go link up with Joe. Buckeyes get the win. Huge win. Great win. I don't know. I feel very matter of fact. This game feels very business-like. Just taking care of what you got to take care of. And it feels like a team on a mission, a personal vendetta, a team that's been frustrated by Michigan 4 years in a row, haven't been able to beat them. They look dominant. And, they weren't perfect. And, yeah, they gave up a couple scores there. It made it way closer than it could have, would have, should have been. Remember, same thing happened in Tennessee. That was we were up 28-0. But instead, there were a couple plays that changed that. And then it was 21-7 or 21-3 and then 11 or whatever it was. How can you complain about 2 games now, back-to-back in the playoffs, where you mostly double up your opponent? Kudos. But you got 2 more to go. You're going to face Texas. Here, let me make this full screen again. Coming up next, you're going to face Texas on the 10th at 7:30 on ESPN. And then Penn State, of course, is waiting to see the winner of the Georgia Notre Dame game. All right, everybody. That is going to conclude the live watch party. Thank you so much. Let me show you. Actually, I don't have that set up. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. Find the Unhappy Hour Sports Show podcast on Spotify. We have a channel on YouTube. 2 of them. So one is the Unhappy Hour Sports Show, and the other is the New American Media. Follow us on X. We're at the Unhappy Hour _ and at American _media_. And yeah, all the other places, Spotify as well, the New American Media. We stream these shows live there. We are monetized over there. We are growing over there. We appreciate every one of you that joins us on Rumble. So on behalf of Joe, check out his show. And all of you and everyone in Buckeye Nation, OHIO. Appreciate you. Love you. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.